They're the hooligans, rebels with a cause, defying the chains of tyrannical laws. They try to silence us, shut down our voice, but we rise like warriors, we ain't got no choice. From the streets to the shadows, where hunted we flee, building our fortress where the brave run free. Hooligans alley, our stronghold, our flame, a spark in the dark where we stake our claim. Hooligans stand tall where the warriors breed, fighting for freedom, planting rebel seeds. In the face of death, we'll never bow down. Hooligans alley, we hold our ground. Captain Jeff Mac with the hooligan brand, battle gear blazing, he's taking command. With a heart full of fire and a will made of steel, he leads us to battle, makes the tyrants kneel. They block every platform, they censor our cries, but we shout even louder, let truth pierce the skies. In the alley we gather, our spirits won't break. For the soul of the free, there's too much at stake. Hooligans stand tall where the warriors breed, fighting for freedom, planting rebel seeds. In the face of death, we'll never bow down. Hooligans alley, we hold our ground. Through the smoke and the fire, we carve our way. With the hooligan banner, we seize the day. They can chase us, erase us, but we'll never.
What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. Gonna read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats, so let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then of course we'll be getting things started. We'll be starting off with a video titled "Drones Tackle Everest Trash Crisis, Carrying Garbage Down." Apparently they're going to use these giant drones like the ones that were flying over New Jersey, the size of a Honda Civic, trying to clean up Mount Everest. Then we got a video titled "Trump Talks About His Meeting with Ukraine President." This is President Trump responding to the press at a NATO Q&A. Then we got, that's going to be a doubly. We got a second video we're going to play back to back with that, titled "NATO Mark Root," I think is how you say his name, refers to Trump as daddy when discussing Iran strikes. Oh, daddy Trump there. Then we got a video titled "Panic Ensues as Dem Socialist Declares Victory in New York City Mayoral Primary," talking about Ma'am Donnie, or however you say that person's name. I don't know. Apparently they found a way to make New York City worse. Then we'll be doing our midlife break, our midlife funny videos titled "USA Bitch." Then moving back into the news, this next video is titled "Operation Dragon Eye Rescue 60 Missing Children in Florida," which is good stuff. Then we got a video titled "We Are Number One. JD Vance hilariously turns the left's hatred into a slogan for success." Then we'll be moving into a video titled "What are the chances Kilmar Garcia is detained by ICE if released?" The poor father from Maryland that was actually a MS-13 gang member, also a woman beater, also involved in human trafficking, who went to El Salvador and then was visited by Democrats, and we covered that he's back in the country. Now they're talking about giving him fucking bail. They're going to let him free. I don't know how that shit works, but that's on the menu today. Then we got a video titled "LaMonica MacGyver arraigned on charges of assaulting ICE agents." Apparently she's getting 2 different assault charges because they claim that she was roughing up 2 different agents. I thought it was just one. It's actually worse than we thought, but they haven't dropped the charges yet, so that's good. We got a follow-up video titled "Austin Metcalf's father applauds indictment in fatal stabbing." Yesterday we covered that Carmelo Anthony, he has been indicted on first-degree murder charges, and we got a follow-up video on it, some more details on the situation. Then we'll be wrapping up the news with a video titled "Lefties Losing It," and this one is phrased "Fake News Targets Trump in Desperate Smear Attempt." Of course, that's nothing new for President Trump. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the advent calendar sent to us by Zero. We got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one's titled, If We're Happy, They Can't Be. And our official funny video of the day is, I'm Only Doing It Once. It's all coming up next. But first we're going to hop in the chat, see how you hooligans are doing today. What is up, everyone, over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Guessum? What's up, Jay Spray? What's up, Russell? What's up, Astro Hammer? What's up, Snooks? And what's up, Matt Rogers? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone, over on Rumble? MU, you were first today. Nah, I appreciate you racing to the chat, MU. Guessum, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. How you get third after the Rumble bot? That's not how things work, Guessum. Let's see. What's up, Ghostly? What's up, Gron? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Elder Zoomer? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Appeal to Heaven? What's up, Stoner? What's up, Troutman? Happy freedom. What's up, Roy? What's up, Faded? Appreciate you hooligans being here. What's up, Bill Clay? What's up, Bright Gaming? Happy freedom to you. What's up, JT3? Appreciate you being with us. What's up, Born to Eat Toast? Happy freedom. 55 degrees where you are right now? Not bad. I think it says it's 79 in here right now. It's the coolest it's been all week. What's up, High Plains Drifter? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Elisa? What's up, We Are the Show? Happy freedom to you. You hooligans, hit that like button, see if you can get us on the front page of Rumble. What's up, Meta Mouth? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Kig? What's up, Meta? Happy freedom. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Lisa? Matt Rogers, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, TBD? Happy freedom. What's up, Luna? What's up, Lisa? Happy freedom. Luna, do you have a brother that looks very similar to you? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. My brother kind of looks like me. I don't know. I'm the oldest. That's all I know. I'm the oldest. What is up, everyone over on YouTube? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Real Legend? You were first over here. Faded, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. Let's see. Faded, damn you. Damn, you are a real legend. I know. First to the chat. High Plains Drifter, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Dirtbike Freedom? Happy freedom to you. Guess we got the whole team over on the GoofTube. What is that about? What's up, Agent O? Happy freedom. What's up, Eero? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Love Tina? Appreciate you being here. What's up, K Walt? Happy freedom. You hooligans are welcome to hit that like button as well. And what is up, everyone over on X? Happy freedom to you. Let's go ahead and get into things. Like I said, this first one's titled Drones Tackle Everest Trash Crisis, Carrying Garbage Down. I didn't realize it was so polluted on Mount Everest, but apparently it's a big deal. They're going to try and use drones to fix it. This kind of sounds like a good idea. It just depends if they start getting tax doll hairs involved. Now come on, YouTube, do the fucking thing. I'm giving you all this finger action here. Do the fucking thing. It sucks. Look at this bullshit. Fuck you, YouTube. Put you on blast, you dusty bitch. Anyways, now before we get into everything, I want to remind you hooligans, we have these Hooligan Strong t-shirts. Now this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does. So I will be posting his link in all of the chats for you hooligans to have the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs, because if you think it, he can create it. Now this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, dog tags, and we even made steel tumblers out of this design. Today I got on the plain Jane Jeff Mac t-shirt. We got lots of items and lots of designs over in the merch store. We'll be dropping all the links in the chats while we're watching this first video.
It's often called the world's highest garbage dump. Some estimate 50 metric tons of trash remain on Mount Everest due to decades of climbing and lax regulations. But these unmanned aerial vehicles are being utilised to try and clean up one of the world's most remote locations. Nepal-based airlift technology is addressing the crisis by deploying drones to deliver both supplies up the mountain and then remove waste on the way down. After successful trials in 2024, the company estimates it removed over 1 metric ton of trash between March and May 2025. Here's co-founder Milan Pandey.
The main intention, of course, was like bringing the garbage, because tons of garbage are in Mount Everest, which means like was our main motive to have a drone delivery in Mount Everest.
The drones made by a Chinese manufacturer are capable of quickly transporting up to 33 pounds of critical supplies, including oxygen bottles, ladders, and ropes.
Because the interesting thing is, so from base camp to Camp 1, it takes 7 to 9 hours for climbers to reach. And our drone can reach over there within 3 minutes.
That helps Sherpas climb difficult sections of the mountain, such as the Khumbu Icefall, a perilous passage riddled with crevasses and icefall, without carrying large amounts of equipment. It's a welcome innovation for Nepalese mountaineer Nima Rinji Sherpa.
I think this is very interesting and very good in a way, because it is humanly impossible to bring all the trash down by carrying through the Khumbu Icefall, through the South Col. So I think yes, right now we're using these drones by LU technology, which is very innovative in a way that it also saves people's life, and it makes everyone easier to bring down the trash.
While other Everest cleanup operations are ongoing, Airlift Technology hopes drones will provide a new tool in efforts to tackle the mountain's trash scourge.
All right, starting off with something light here. Like I said, I didn't realize that Mount Everest was a filthy mountain. I didn't realize we were trashing it and leaving pollution. I mean, it's not surprising knowing how people are, but they said that they're bringing supplies up the mountain and then grabbing trash on the way down, saying that they've already moved 1 metric ton of trash just this year. So, I mean, it seems like it's working, and if this is the only way we can get the job done, then good. Because we all know that the Green New Deal, right, the climate change, blah, 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 that's all an agenda, but the pollution's very, very real. So we need to do away with the trash. It sounds like a good idea, but like I said, if they start using tax doll hairs on this, I don't know. Because like we were talking about yesterday, what is stopping these corrupt assholes on Capitol Hill from creating more programs to waste tax dollars? Not that this would be a waste, but say they allocated $2 billion to this. They use 600,000 of it to actually get the mountain cleaned up, and they put the rest of it in their pocket, right? That's not right. And so we'll see how it goes. Either way, it sounds like a step in the right direction. Next up, Trump talks about his meeting with Ukraine president. This is President Trump responding to the press at the NATO Q&A. It's a doubly. We got a second video. NATO Mark Root refers to Trump as daddy when discussing Iran strikes. We're going to be playing these back to back, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about that filthy Mount Everest. What's up, Salty Ragu? Happy freedom to you. Esther Hammer, no white tee. What's up with that? You talking about the merch store? We don't have very many shirts that come in white. White shirts just get dirty, so I don't know. Maybe I'll consider making some. Salty Ragu, $5 says someone dropped their bong up there. Probably. Russell, how many used tampons are on the mountain? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Russell, it's so high up, it's hard to remove your trash from up there. I didn't realize that people were littering. I mean, it's kind of like no duh after you think about it, but whenever I see images of people climbing the mountain, the first thing I think is, I wouldn't want to fucking do that. Like, that doesn't look fun to me. Going to die that way doesn't seem good. And that's all I think about. I never think about those assholes surviving or not surviving, but then leaving the mountain trashed at the same time. Kind of gives me a little less respect for those people, but either way. Sudaragu, all right, who threw the Snickers bar wrapper on the ground? But it seems like all of them, I guess, if they got metric tons of trash up there. Matt Rogers, place is littered with bodies and they're worried about garbage. Maybe they're bringing the bodies down too. I don't know, kind of doubt it. Guess some bet USAID paid for that? Could be. It definitely could be. Guess some. I wonder if Neanderthal women used a rabbit as a tampon. Don't think so. Pretty sure they were mean. They just bled out. It's like war paint, right? They just doing that kind of stuff before they come whoop your ass and make you their husband. I think that's how it was working. Pretty sure. What we got here? Scrolling back. Thank you so much, High Plains Drifter, for that $20 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, High Plains Drifter. Thank you so much. Says happy freedom, hooligans for life. Appreciate you, High Plains Drifter. Thank you, and happy freedom to you. I don't know why you guys on the website worrying about what women are doing with tampons. That's too much. What's up, Jay White? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Too Old to Care? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Rolling Pony? Meta, that was gross. I don't know. People are being gross today. It ain't even my fault. Somebody else's fault. Thank you for reposting us. We are the show. You're a badass. What's up, Glamour? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Enter User? Happy freedom to you. Born to You Toast, thank you for sharing us out. You guys are awesome. Bright Gaming, way to pound out that intro in under 10 minutes. What do you mean? It don't take 10 minutes. Metal About Smack YouTube repeatedly. You got to. You got to. What's up, Rappy? Happy freedom to you. Bright Gaming, 90 degrees and shady where you are in Canada. Not bad. You gotta be cool though. Gotta be cool. I'm sitting on an ice pack. It's the only way I can survive the live. Thank you so much, High Plains Drifter, for gifting a sub over on Rumble. What a badass. Thank you so much, High Plains Drifter. You're awesome. What's up, Ramsey? Happy freedom to you. Ramsey, oxygen bottles and shredded tents are the worst. The bodies are the hardest to get down. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Meta gross. Well, I didn't do it. I'm just reading your guys' comments, okay? This is not my fault. Luna, tons? Something seems off. Yeah, I think they were saying it could only lift like 35 pounds or something like that per trip, and somehow they pulled a metric ton off of the mountain, so they must have been working really hard, or they're fudging their numbers. Lisa, it's ridiculous. People go to beautiful places and trash it. Yes, they do. It's the way people are. What's up, Johnny? Happy freedom to you. It's littered with dead bodies. Yeah. What's up, Mike Ingle? Happy freedom. What's up, Salty Ginger? They pulled you right into the live after what you were watching. Maybe we're not shadow banned over on YouTube today. Nah, they'll turn around, they'll shadow ban us again. I could still reapply for monetization over on YouTube. I just haven't yet. I don't want to have my dreams and all that crushed when they demonetize me all over again, so I'm hesitant. Russell, it's all your fault. I know it is. I have tainted you poor innocent hooligans. It's all my fault. Thank you, Born to Eat Toast, for gifting a sub over on Rumble. You're awesome. Thank you so much. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, this next one's a doubly. The first one is President Trump talks about his meeting with the Ukrainian president. This is a short clip of him responding to the press at the NATO Q&A. And like I said, the second video is titled NATO Mark Rutte refers to Trump as daddy when discussing Iran strikes. Now let me get this pulled up real quick. Maybe it ain't real quick when YouTube's involved. Come on, you dusty bitch. There we go. Anyways, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you would like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just go to either platform, find the tabs labeled memes, drop what you got, and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. Like I said, moving over here to the doubly, this is titled Trump talks about his meeting with Ukrainian president, and it's him responding to the press over at the NATO Q&A. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
In many people, they call it dust, but it's very, very heavy. It's very, very hard to move. And they were way down. You know, they're 30 stories down. They're literally 30, 35 stories down underground. You think we got it all? Oh, yeah, we think we got it. We think it's covered with granite, concrete, and steel.
Can I ask you, are you interested in restarting negotiations with Iran? And if so, have they received?
So our people, Marco could answer this, but our people are not, I'm not. The way I look at it, they fought, the war's done, and, you know, I could get a statement that they're not going to go nuclear. We're probably going to ask for that, but they're not going to be doing it. But they're not going to be doing it anyway. They've had it. They've had it. Now, maybe someday in the future we'll want that. But I've asked Marco, do you want to draw, I just asked him the question as we were walking on the stage, do you want to draw up a little agreement for them to sign? Because I think we can get them to sign it. I don't think it's necessary. Marco, do you want to talk about that, please?
Well, Mr. President, I think President Trump has shown a willingness to meet and talk to anybody in the world who's interested in peace. I don't know of any president that's been as willing as he has to meet with anyone and talk about peace. We'd love to have peaceful relations with any country in the world. And so obviously that'll depend on Iran's willingness not just to engage in peace, but to negotiate directly with the United States, not through some third country or fourth country process. But I know of no president, probably in our modern history, that's sought peace more than President Trump has.
Sounds like the door is open, but you're in no rush.
Ooh, they're all doing the Elon salute.
Look, we're going to talk to them next week with Iran. We may sign an agreement. I don't know. To me, I don't think it's that necessary. I mean, they had a war, they fought. Now they're going back to their world. I don't care if I have an agreement or not. The only thing we'd be asking for is what we were asking for before about we want no nuclear, but we destroyed the nuclear. In other words, it's destroyed. I said Iran will not have nuclear. Well, we blew it up. It's blown up to kingdom come, and so I don't feel very strongly about it. If we got a document, wouldn't be bad. We're going to meet with them, actually. We're going to meet with them. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes. Mr. President, Netherlands TV, thank you for visiting our country.
Good.
As I
Thank
understood, I, of course, I'd like to know how you slept last night at the House of the King.
Oh, I slept beautifully.
But probably a more serious question. I think you just had a meeting with President Zelensky. Did you discuss any ceasefire in this Russo-Ukrainian?
No, I wanted to know how he's doing. He was very nice, actually. You know, we had little rough times sometimes. He was couldn't have been nicer. I think he'd like to see an end to this. I do. I think what I took from the meeting couldn't have been nicer, actually. But I took from the meeting that he'd like to see it end. I think it's a great time to end it. I'm going to speak to Vladimir Putin and see if we can get it ended. But look, these are brave people. They're fighting these wars all over the place. You know, last week they had, I guess, close to 7,000 young soldiers, Russian and Ukrainian soldiers were killed. 7,000 in 1 week. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'll be speaking to Putin. No, I had a good meeting with Zelensky. And I had a lot of good meetings. We had a lot of good meetings with a lot of people, a lot of great leaders. But he's fighting a brave battle. It's a tough battle. Yeah. Go ahead, white dress.
Thank you. Ida Hallikainen from Finland, Ilta-Sanomat.
Good.
You have played golf with President Alexander Stubb. How do you see Finland as a NATO ally and partner, and how would you describe your relationship with our president?
Well, he's a very good golfer, okay? In fact, he was on his college golf team. He went to a good college in the South, as you know, a very good college, and he was a good golfer. We had a good time. I think my relationship's great. I want to buy icebreakers. You know, you're very good at icebreakers. And I actually made him an offer. I didn't go to Congress. They'll try and impeach me for this. But there's an old, it's not old, it's fairly new, but it's used icebreaker. And I offered him about 1/3 of what he asked for. But we're negotiating. We need icebreakers in the U.S. And if we can get some inexpensively, I'd like to do that. Actually, they'll fix it up, make it good. Also, we may buy some icebreakers. You know, you're the king of icebreakers, that particular country. They make them good. They make them really good, and they know what they're doing. And so we're negotiating with them for about 15 different icebreakers.
Contrary to not knowing what the fuck they're doing, like yesterday.
And it's, old. It's like 5.
Well, that's President Trump there doing a Q&A from NATO or some NATO get-together and whatnot. Either way, like I said, we got a doubly. This next one's really short, but it's from the same little get-together. If YouTube would fucking cooperate today, we can get on with this. Bang. Like I said, it's real short. It's like 10 seconds. Either way, listen up. You like how I say that and then don't unmute the video?
They're not going to be fighting each other. They've had it. They've had a big fight, like two kids in a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes, then it's easy to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes use strong language.
You have to use strong language. Every once in a while, you have to use a certain word.
Daddy sometimes has to use strong language. If you say so, buddy. Either way, that's President Trump, like I said, responding to the press at a NATO Q&A. Next up, we got panic ensues as Dem Socialist declares victory in New York City mayoral primary. Talking about Ma'am Donnie, or however you say his name. I don't know. Doesn't look good for New York City. Just when you thought it was as bad as it could get. Either way. Before getting into that, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about President Trump and answering questions of the press at the NATO Q&A, as well as Mark Root referring to President Trump as daddy. Russell, who's your daddy? Thank you for letting me know, Snooks. Guess some icebreakers. I thought we supported ice. But, you know, he's got to play neutral. He's hanging out with all those other people out there. He's got to try and be fair. Astro Hammer, I bet the Dems whined about Trump bringing up golf. Yeah. Old man Walter spent half of his presidency sitting on the beach, and they thought that was fine. President Trump goes plays on his own golf courses, and then that's a bad thing. That's him, you know, being lazy and whatever. J Spray, they're not going to end. They're just getting warmed up. It kind of seems that way. Guess Zelensky, speaking of tampons. Yeah, and he was wearing a suit. I thought that was interesting. A lot of people were pointing that out. A lot of people were asking why he was even there, considering he's not a part of NATO. And he showed up wearing a suit. You know, he's trying to look nice with his hand out. Try and get some extra doll hairs. Thank you so much, High Plains Drifter, for gifting 5 subs over on Rumble. You're a badass. Thank you, High Plains Drifter. So awesome. You guys keep reminding me. When I lived in South Bend, I think I told you guys this before. When I lived in South Bend, which is in Indiana, right across the state line from Michigan, there's a store. There used to be a store right on the state line. It was called Hoosier Daddy, because in Indiana they call them the Hoosiers. I think it has to do with basketball or something like that. And so, like I'm saying, when you are crossing the state line, there's a store on the east side of the road. It's called Hoosier Daddy, and you guys are just bringing that memory back. What's up, Pumpkin? Happy Freedom. MU, a metric ton is only about the size of a large fridge or a grand piano, so that's not that much trash. I looked it up because I wasn't sure, but it says it's about 2,204 pounds, almost 205 pounds worth of trash. So, I mean, that's quite a bit in weight. 2,200 pounds. Astro Hammer, and who does he work for? Yeah, see, and I don't even know anything about the guy. What's up, LC? Happy Freedom. Status quo, happy freedom to you. The Democrats are simply jealous of the Orange Eagles golf clap. Oh, the golf handicap? Both. Both. Just mad. You know, they're just mad for the sake of being mad. Stoner, the Gulf of America, I'm saying. They're mad at everything. What's up, J-Dog? Happy freedom to you. J-Dog, I think we played a video that had his rap song in it. I think when we played Lefty's Losing It yesterday, they showed a little bit of his rap song. I can't believe people voted for that guy. And I'm not even hearing anybody like call for stolen election or anything like that. So it kind of seems like they happily voted for that guy. Jay White, metric ton equals 1.5 Rosie O'Donnell's. That's right. That's right. Metalmouth, what are you talking about? What's the movie? Metalmouth says, as uncensored boobies for anyone who likes uncensored boobies. I don't know what you're talking about, Metalmouth, but I'm interested. Holy, everybody's ears just perked up. Mm-hmm. What's up, McBeefy? Happy freedom to you. Luna, it's 94, but it feels like 105. Gotta stay cool. Gotta get yourself some ice packs. That's the only way I'm surviving this. What's up, Drina? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Break a Leg? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Robert? YouTube won't count your like, and you didn't get notified today? Maybe we're being censored. It happens. Every once in a while it happens. Sometimes we're so shadow banned that you can't even tell if we're live, even if you come to the channel. You'll have to like go all the way into my profile and it'll show that my profile picture is lit up red. They're always shadow banning us. I don't know why. I don't like. How bad can I be? You know. Johnny Zelensky's worried he's next. Could be. What's up, Larry? Happy freedom to you. Love Tina. I heard someone say that Putin and Zelensky are brother-in-laws. I don't know. I don't know enough about. I mean, it's that kind of stuff. It'd be hard to tell even if it was in America. But I don't know anything about foreign stuff. I only cover it when we have to. Johnny, 74 trips by drone for a metric ton. Yeah, I mean, as long as they're cleaning it up, it's good thing. Good deal. Salter, what is the BSA? It would take a lot to clean up New York. Done. YouTube's gay. I know. What's up, T1? Happy freedom to you. What's up, my feed? Happy freedom to you. My feed. I think they didn't want Comey back at all. Well, they could have voted for Eric Adams, couldn't they? I think he was in the run. And he just started trying to pretend to be a good mayor all of a sudden. And now he's being kicked out. What's up, Petey? Happy freedom to you. Luna, hypothetically, is your brother in my living room? How would I know? If you really knew my brother, you'd be knowing somebody I haven't known for like 15 years. Okay, so I wouldn't know if he was in your living room. I wouldn't know if he was fucking dead right now. So I don't know. You got to be a little bit more specific than that. Thank you, Watchmen. I appreciate you sharing out the live. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, this next one is panic ensues as Dem Socialist declares victory in New York City mayoral primary. I don't know. I want to feel bad for New York, but they do it to themselves. I don't know. I feel the same way about California and Oregon and all that. It's like, man, I don't want you guys to live in a shithole. And then they vote like that. And it's like, I don't want you to live in a shithole, but you want to live in a shithole. What can we do here? Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube. And let's get into this.
We are back with a Fox News alert. Socialist Zohran Mamdani declaring victory as the new Democrat nominee for New York City mayor after former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo concedes.
Tonight was Assemblyman Mamdani's night, and he put together a great campaign, and he touched young people and inspired them. I called him, I congratulated him, I applaud him sincerely for his effort.
In a speech to supporters, Mamdani laying out his vision for the city.
We have won because New Yorkers have stood up for a city they can afford. A city where they can do more than just struggle. And it's where the mayor will use their power to reject Donald Trump's fascism, to stop mass ICE agents from deporting our neighbors, and to govern our city as a model for the Democratic Party.
The primary now heads to a ranked choice count beginning next Tuesday after no Democrat got the majority of the vote. Carly.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's bring in New York City business owner Richie Romero to react to this. What was your initial reaction when you heard about this victory?
Honestly, I didn't sleep because I had to talk a lot of people off ledges last night that were calling me nonstop, moving out of New York, et cetera.
Really? What were they saying to you?
They're in fear of, what's going to happen with the economy and everything. I look at it, we got to see what's going on with the general election, but it really comes down to it is we need a mayor that's going to reinvigorate the economy and have common sense, and he just doesn't have common sense policies.
So you don't see Mamdani as a pro-business candidate, and you're not the only one. Take a look at this Free Press headline. It says business leaders say they'll flee New York City if Mamdani wins. Bill Ackman says it only takes a handful of successful people to leave to decimate the city's tax base. And this is an ex-post from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who said, just when you thought Palm Beach real estate couldn't go any higher. That's his reaction to Mamdani being up in the polls before he won, which he did. And this is because Mamdani right now plans to raise the corporate tax rate from 7% to 11.5%. How does that sound to you?
It's awful. What do you think is going to happen? Everyone could easily relocate now People aren't in offices. We need to do a marketing campaign in general in New York just to get the skyscrapers filled with office businesses in here. So who's going to pay for all these things he wants to do with all these freebies?
Yeah, well, I love the businesses that you run in New York City. You have a bakery that I used to go to all the time, and it shut down. Is that because it is so difficult to run a business in New York City?
It is, and that's one thing that he keeps bringing up, you know, that, oh, we could have these dollar stores and do all these things. You can't. It's simple economics of supply and demand. You can't pay $30 minimum wage and then want to do dollar pizzas and have business run. If you, in 1 hour, you have to sell 30 slices of pizza, you're not paying for it. It's just simple economics.
So I see your I Love New York t-shirt. You clearly love New York in this city.
I do.
What would you like to see take place?
Listen, I have a very simple thing to how to make New York work. It's the biggest problem is, like, he won mainly through TikTok, and you got to realize most people, responsibility makes you mature, not age. And he's letting people just they want the freebies instead of really wanting to be like, a mayor should be like an expediter of dreams and break through it. And we have to break all this red tape that's in New York. Like, even all the different things from DOH, people waiting for Con Ed, for DOB and everything. They're all on different tech platforms that don't even talk to each other. And the biggest thing that we need is, and that's why I'm wearing the I Love New York, is we need a real marketing campaign for New York. We need trade shows in Javits Center. You got to realize, like, even the International Pizza Conventions in Vegas, we did a restaurant convention. They had it in Javits. It was only 2,500, 3,000 people, 50,000 in Chicago. We need that. We need businesses in the trade and all the skyscrapers.
Well, clearly you're very passionate about this issue. I mean, this is a stunning swing to the left after the general election, where the country said that they were going more to the right. You were up all night talking people off the ledge because of this win. Hopefully you can get some rest, because there still is the general election in November. Richie Romero, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Carly.
All right.
I'm Steve Ducey. Okay, well, we'll see what happens to New York. I don't know. I can't believe they all voted for the clown that was doing rap videos and shit. I think they were saying they wanted to, like, defund bus fees or some shit like that. I saw on X. I don't know how much they pay to ride the bus, but it's kind of like that guy was saying. This person running for mayor, he's promising a bunch of free shit, and that's how he's trying to get people to sign up. There's always some sort of angle they're trying to get these goofy people into office. We'll see how New York turns out. Next up, we got our midlife break. This one's titled USA, bitch. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and watch you hooligans pray for New York. Russell, New York's going to be a fun place to go. It's going to feel like you left the country if things don't change. Russell, I'm a Russian bot according to the left. Yeah, a lot of people on Kick say that about me. They say I push Russia disinformation. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I don't even know what's going on in Russia. Like, what kind of shit is that? What really kills me is we watch these videos together and we discuss them, and people show up and they go, stop lying. What the fuck am I lying about? We watched the video together. Like, how am I lying? I'm not lying. Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. I don't know what you're talking about. People are so stupid. What's up, hair juicer? Happy freedom to you. Geez, you got rain. And it feels like 95 there. Thank God you're just welding and stuff right here, Juicer. Jasper, I bet he touched young people. Yeah, phrasing. They had quite the phrasing in that video. Astro Hammer, New York is alright if you want to be pushed in front of a subway. Yeah, exactly. I think they have to split those stories up, because it's like every other day you hear about someone being pushed in front of the subway. They don't ever talk about banning those assault subways, you know. Glad you made it home safely, Zero. Here, Juicer, my phone says 105 heat index. Tell your phone stop lying. I don't know why it's so damn hot. I have no idea. I feel like it's wearing me down. What's up, Annette? Happy freedom to you. Holy. Well, I'm hoping for a speedy recovery. Sorry you're going through all that. Thank you for joining us, Annette. Roy, I've said for many years we need to not allow people to run for any type of government if they're not born here. And even then, it should be second generation. Yeah. There's a lot of people talking about that right now. I see a lot of it on X. Rolling Pony, who authorized the Russia disinformation term? Hillary Clinton. Enough said. Yeah, exactly. Done. We used to be a decent country. Yeah, then we got social media. I really think social media messed us up. It made us think that our opinions matter more than they actually do. It also taught us that it's okay to get involved in other people's business. Like, minding your own damn business used to be something that we cherished. And now we just think we can get involved in other people's business, whether it's another country, your next door neighbor, somebody you see at Walmart. Just sticking your nose in other people's business so you can act outraged about what somebody else is doing. So you could slap your opinion on that bullshit. I don't know. I think everybody wants to be left alone, but social media's got us so addicted to giving our opinion that we don't leave anybody alone while we want to be left alone ourselves. Metamouth, it's at least 90 here in Omaha. The humidity is off the charts. Gotta try and stay cool. I don't know. We're all suffering through it. Hopefully it starts cooling off, though. I mean, we've been going through it for like a week now. When I was like, oh, it's only 79, thank God. Like, that's not normal. That's not normal. I usually tell you guys anything over 72 and I'm dying. Here we are, day 3 of me dying. It might be day 4, I'm not sure. Can't tell if I have a fever. It's so damn hot in the house. Ghostly, I hope he ruins New York City and makes those people suffer like they never knew they could. If he's elected, they deserve it. I mean, yeah, if they sign up for it, then, you know, they made their bed. They're going to have to lay in it. I don't want anybody to suffer, but you can't fix stupid. And if these people are voting stupid, well, they're going to have to pay the consequences of it. Born to eat toast, I said this is all theater to wake up the idiots. Could be. I don't understand the double election though. Why did they just vote if they're gonna vote again in November? Like, how does that work? Was this just a practice vote or what? Faded, hold up, touching who? Yep, they said he was touching the youth. Enter user, the Guardian Angel guy is still in it. I don't know, there was a Guardian Angel running. We covered a video that was talking about the Guardian Angels were going to start cleaning up the subways, and then that was it. Never heard anything about them actually cleaning up the subways, never heard anything about anything anymore. They just dis-a-fucking-peared. I don't know, so I didn't realize that there was one running for mayor. Master Me Ball, happy freedom to you. This election's to select the Dem candidate. It's preliminary. Oh, I see what you're saying. For like who's going to run in the primary. You guys are getting me up to speed here. Zero, we got rain this afternoon. Temperature dropped from 97 to 75. Heck yeah. Not bad. Russell, feels like 86 where you are. See, that's still too hot. Yeah, Zero, I see. You guys are getting me up to speed here. Snooks, it's Curtis Siwa. Yeah, I think you guys were telling me about Curtis Siwa when we were covering the Guardian Angel video. What's up, Deb? Happy freedom to you. Totally care. Speaking of disappeared, where's Pam Bondi? Didn't Pam Bondi just do a presser that they had just busted pedophiles or something? I don't know if that has to do with this video we have coming up, Operation Dragon Eye. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure she just did a presser about them doing some bust, but of course, nothing about the Epstein stuff. They don't want to talk about that. What's up, Rear Will? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Rich? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Knucking Futz? Happy freedom. I think I chased Luna out of here. I didn't mean to, but me and my filthy hooligan mouth, you know. What's up, Olivia? Happy freedom. What's up, Muller? 95 degrees where you are in North Carolina. Yeah, that's pretty hot, especially if you got the humidity there. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Nick? Happy freedom to you. The heat is just starting. I don't want to hear that, Nick. It's not normally this hot up here. Not in Michigan. We get humidity all the time, but we don't normally get temperatures in the 90s. Not where I live. So it's hotter than usual for me. I'm just a big sissy. I have severe heat intolerance, so I just sit here and complain. Like I'm saying, it'd be 73 degrees. I'd be sitting here bitching about being too hot. It's just kind of what I do. Kevin, biking into town. You bike safely. Salty Ginger. 61 where you are? Yeah, I would love that. 61 is good stuff. Yeah, salty Ginger, that sounds nice. It's my kind of weather. Metamouth, I remember when you could get a pack of cigarettes for less than $1. That's crazy. I've never seen that. When I used to smoke squares, which I don't think you people call that anymore, but when I used to smoke squares, I used to smoke Marlboro Reds, and they were like $3.25 a pack, and I'd get 2 packs a day. Zero, this is July weather. It's ridiculous. They need to stop messing with the weather. Yup. All right, hooligans, we're going to move into our midlife break, like I was saying. But before we do, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick. Our friend Larry, he really needs our help. Larry is in need of a kidney transplant, and if you think you can help Larry, please check out this page I put together for him on the website. It has all of his details, all of his information, linked to even more information, and ways for you to help him if you are willing. So please click this link and go see if there's any way you can help our friend Larry. Rear wheel humidity, we call it in, what is that, Tejas? I don't know. Humidity is what gets me. It gets so humid here, I feel like I can't breathe. Everybody's typing in George Floyd in the chat. I don't know. Either way, go click that link if you think you can help our friend Larry, because Larry could use our help. We're going to get into this funny video really quick. This is our midlife break. You guys should thank Tori Wayne for suggesting this. She filled out the feedback form, and she's the reason we now have a midlife break. Anyways, let's get this all fixed here. I had to move everything because yesterday our live went down. Yo, you just want to hold the fuck up? Video starting on its own. Either way, this is titled USA, bitch.
I mean, how many times have you gotten laid strictly because you're a football player, huh? I don't know. A few, probably. Few.
Anyways. 2 for flinching. Getting back into the news here. This next one is titled Operation Dragon Eye has rescued 60 missing children in Florida. Now, that may not sound like a whole lot compared to the 500,000 children that are missing across the border, but what's really interesting is they only busted 8 people. There was 8 adults involved that apparently had 60 children in their possession, which is really crazy. So we're going to get right into this. Once again, this is Operation Dragon Eye rescues 60 missing children in Florida. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
A major child recovery operation just wrapped in Florida, with officials calling it the largest of its kind ever.
Yeah, investigators report finding dozens of missing kids and also sending a clear message to those who exploit children. Newsmax crime correspondent Jason Matera has the very latest on this mission. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark and Charla. So yes, authorities launched a pivotal operation across Florida, which led to arrests, rescues, and a message, a warning to anyone targeting vulnerable kids.
This is what it's all about. This is why we do the job.
It was called Operation Dragon Eye, and officials say it's the largest child recovery mission in U.S. Marshals history. 60 missing kids were found and brought to safety across the Sunshine State. The children, ages 9 to 17, weren't just missing. Many were in immediate danger. Some had been trafficked, others were caught in the grip of drugs, abuse, or violence. This campaign wasn't the work of one department. It took a full-scale, multi-agency effort with federal, state, and local law enforcement working side by side with numerous Florida counties.
When it comes to protecting our most vulnerable, there are no boundaries between agencies.
and that's very clear today.
8 suspects were arrested. Charges range from child endangerment to human trafficking. One suspect's bond alone was set at $250 million, a sign of just how serious these crimes are.
We put together this operation emphasizing recoveries, but I can tell you I stressed arrest because experience tells us if the offenders are not apprehended, they will reconnect with these children. They are, in my opinion, leeches.
But the mission didn't stop at recovery. Each child received immediate medical care, trauma support, and crisis help. Many are now in specialized recovery programs tailored to their needs. And as for those exploiting children, Florida law enforcement isn't mincing words.
We're going to go after every child predator we can find. If you want to prey on our kids, we will hunt you down. We will get you in this state.
Mark, Charlotte, just to personalize just how big this mission was, one of the trafficked women rescued, teenager, she was pregnant in her second trimester, forced to do drugs. So not only do you have one life being saved, you have 2 lives being saved. You have a baby that gets to be born addiction-free now, and a mother who no longer is handed off to strangers for cash.
Oh, just awful what these traffic victims have gone through, but thankful for this mission. Jason, thank you.
Okay. So finally some good news there. Like I said, it's pretty crazy. They only arrested 8 individuals, as in 8 adults, and they were in possession of 60 kids between the ages of 9 and 17 years old. I don't know how they were taking care of these kids. Obviously, they weren't taking very good care of these kids, but they sustained life somehow. It says that it took a multi-agency effort in order to make this arrest possible. They're being charged with crimes including child endangerment and human trafficking. Either way, it's a win, even though those kids, you know, they're going to have to live with what they experienced, but at least they're still alive and we save them. Next up, we are number 1. J.D. Vance hilariously turns the left's hatred into a slogan for success. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Operation Dragon Eye. This is the second bust that we've covered in Florida where they've prevented human trafficking and arrested a bunch of assholes. The last time they arrested like 1,000 people or something like that. So Florida's really cracking down. I wish all states would do what Florida's doing right now. Russell, instead of a midlife break, call it a midlife crisis. I don't want people to think something's wrong. We'll see. I'll think about it. Zero, they're going to need so much care, these kids, and I'm praying for helping them. Yeah, absolutely. Russell, thank God they found those kids and arrested the people. Yep. Get those dirtbags off the street. They better be convicting these people. Arresting them isn't enough. They need to convict them and throw them in prison. Zero, how do they feed all those kids? That's what they need to look for. People buying 6 shopping carts of food at a time. No, you know how you want to get a lot of food without anybody knowing? Go to churches. Go to food pantries. They'll give you boxes and boxes of food. You show up with 10 fucking kids in the parking lot looking dirty as shit, they'll just hand you food. And you just get it in the car and you leave. Nobody knows that you did that. It's untraceable. There's a lot of people that do that stuff. What's up, Silver Wolf? Happy freedom to you. Your guys' birthdays is coming up? Here, Juicer, did you put your birthday on the birthday wall? Russell, yours is on Sunday. Why does it gotta be on Sunday? We ain't gonna be live on Sunday. We'll have to work something out. Salty Ragu, what about the client list? Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get the client list. Pam Bondi's on it. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Pam Bondi was actually on the client list and that's why she won't release it? I'm willing to believe anything at this point. Metamouth, who wants to feed the alligators? If they started doing stuff like that, people would think twice about committing those kinds of crimes. Being soft on crime is what makes everybody be so willing to do these terrible things. They figure it's worth the money if you're not going to get in trouble. Rappy, way to go, Florida. Absolutely. Born to eat toast, man, that breaks my heart. I know people are evil. There is real evil in the world. Told to care, imagine if every state did this. Yeah, we'd really be doing something big time. I wish all states would do this. Same thing with cracking down on illegals. In Florida, I think it's Operation Tidal Wave, where if you're illegal, you're getting sent back home. They don't care if you're committing crime or if you're just sitting on your ass. If they find you and you're illegal, you are being deported. And I think all states should do that, because it seems like he's not having anybody stand in the way of him doing Operation Tidal Wave. I believe that's what it's called. But you see how President Trump is. Every time President Trump's trying to get this mass deportation rolling, all these district judges want to stand in the way. But when DeSantis wants to do it, everybody's just cool with it. Nobody cares. Well, then all the governors should be doing it. Just pave the way. Get the illegals out of here. We got so many more problems than illegals that them stifling the mass deportation is like a distraction on its own. We pay so much attention to the mass deportation not being able to be rolled out because of liberals and these goofy judges that we're not even paying attention to what else we should be fixing around us. Thank you so much, Silver Wolf, for that $20 donation over on Rumble. You're badass, Silver Wolf. Thank you so much. Says, just because Trump's country is doing so good. Thank you, Silver Wolf. I appreciate you. So awesome. Master Meatball, how arresting the Red Cross who handed out maps in South Mexico? I don't know what you're talking about, Master Meatball. You're talking about like aiding the invasion? Ghostly boobs are always welcome. Welcomed birthday gifts. Just saying. You're right, Ghostly. You're right. You guys are lucky I ain't got tits. Or maybe you're unlucky I ain't got tits. We send you guys boobies for your birthday. It's cheap. So cheap. Shit, you could have even did that in Biden's America. Yeah, zero food pantries. And that's how a lot of these illegals are moving. You know, they're getting under the table jobs. They're getting food from food pantries. They might even be getting vehicles donated to them from churches. I've heard of that stuff happening. They might even be having homes provided them through churches. So then it's not their name on the car. It's not their name on the house and stuff like that. Charity, taking advantage of charity is how illegals are surviving in our country right now. On top of the handouts that come from the government. But criminals don't like to do anything official, right? So a lot of those people, they're taking advantage of charity situations. And it really sucks because some people, not deeply religious people, but some people who attend church who just love God, sometimes they can tell that they're being taken advantage of and they just let it happen because they don't have it in them to stand against it. They're so used to being passive because they think that's what the Lord wants from them that they're witnessing a criminal taking advantage of them and they just accept it just because they came to the church or they came to the food pantry or they wanted to volunteer or whatever it may be. And that sucks. When I was a chaplain, I used to see that all the time. And you guys know how I am. I want to protect my people. And so I would always get all huffy and puffy about that stuff, and they'd always tell me to chill out. And I'm like, no. Like, you're going to let people just eat off of you, just shit on you, and you know that it's happening, you're not going to stop it? And they're like, well, God will take care of it. God gave you hands, okay? You could use those hands to fix this shit. And everybody's got their own beliefs, so I don't know. That's how it goes, though. Snugs, FAFO in Florida. Yeah, and they're finding out. Russell, okay, who's going to send me boobies? I accept mail order. Russell, you're going to get the boobies you don't want. You're going to go get those liberal boobies, you know, the dudes with tits. I'm sure Guessum's working on it right now. We are the show draining charity from people who need it. Absolutely. Absolutely. We saw that in Chicago when they first became a sanctuary city. The locals started waking up to the bullshit because they were used to going to this food pantry, which was set up in this local park, and it wasn't setting up anymore. And they were like, well, what's happening? I'm used to eating on Saturday using the food pantry or whatever, you know, is going on this charity event. And they were like, oh, well, we can't afford to do it anymore because we have to give food to the illegals now. We set up shop here. The illegals show up, we give them all the food, and we don't have enough for everybody else in Chicago. And so they started going to the town hall meetings and bitching and saying, hey, we had all these, you know, programs that were going on for the summer, or we had all these food programs for people who need it, and now the resources are going to the illegals and they're not going to, you know, locals in Chicago. And the town hall is like, oh, well, y'all are a bunch of racists. You don't want to feed these illegals? You're a bunch of racists. And they didn't like that shit. And that's when they started beefing with their elected officials in Chicago, because they're used to getting handouts, and now those handouts are going to the illegals. So, I mean, you know, even scammers were waking up to the bullshit. What's up, Free Thinking Texan? Happy freedom to you. Free Thinking Texan, that's crazy. When I used to go to the food pantry, they would deep dive my shit. Social security number, driver's number, address, all sorts of shit. Damn, I've never seen that. There's like 3 food pantries within like walking distance of me, and it's no questions asked. You tell them you need food, they will just hand you a box of food until you have a good day. And they, like, in certain instances, they can help you even more than that, help you pay your rent and everything else. Dudden, churches sponsored them to come here too. Yeah, we've covered a couple stories where churches are aiding illegals in avoiding ICE. They're either hiding them from ICE, or they're teaching them to, you know, play semantics and stuff, pretend to be Americans, not admit their undocumented status and everything else to evade ICE. And it's not all churches, but there's so-called churches out there. We've seen a lot of churches that believe God is trans and all kinds of other stuff, but it's those kind of places that are helping the illegals. My feed, we need more Ron DeSantis, find more missing kids, public. Yeah, I can't read that out loud, but yeah, my feed, you were right. They're doing it right in Florida right now. Let's read through a little bit more. We'll go ahead and get into this next video pretty quick. Deb, churches used to have sanctuary and harbor criminals. Yeah. Yep. Snooks, I can't read that out loud. Oh my goodness. Done, a church about an hour from me was actively moving the Haitians in and were vocal about it. Yeah, Dutton. I know. It's because they think they're untouchable. They have their 501c. They're tax exempt and all of that, and after doing that so long, they start to kind of get a chip on their shoulder, like they got a backstage pass or some shit. They could just do whatever they want. Nobody's gonna do anything. They're just a poor little church. It's not true, but that's what they think. You know, it's kind of like the elected officials. Sometimes they get in and they really have intentions of doing good things, but man, all that extra money, being above the law and everything else, it gets to them, it corrupts them, and next thing you know, they're just another asshole on Capitol Hill. Too much power. That's what it is. It's too much power. It goes straight to their head. What's up, BB12? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Garden? Happy freedom to you. Kevin, screw Florida and their damn Panthers. Oh, what? Oh, you're talking about sports. I was like, I don't think Florida has Panthers. They might. I don't know. Yeah, I hear you. What's up, Mr. Coffee? Happy freedom. Mueller, capital punishment. Yeah. These human traffickers, absolutely. There's no reason they should be alive for 20, 30 years in a prison for us to pay for. Nope, send them to God. What's up, Kelly? Happy freedom to you. BB12, Texas arrested 84 men and women in the Dallas area for human trafficking. The states have to work with the feds to crack these rings. Yeah. You're right. I just wish more people were doing it instead of standing in the way. Silver Wolf, I'm gonna have Brittany Griner come over there and show you his tatas for you on your birthday, Russell, free of charge. What a badass. Such a thoughtful hooligan. Snooks, you've read out a lot worse. I don't think so. I'd let my body be a buffet for you. I'm nice like that, says Snooks. Holy. There you go, Snooks. I hope you're happy. All right, moving forward here, like I said, we are number one. JD Vance hilariously turns the left's hatred into a slogan of success. YouTube fighting that Brave browser today. You can fight all you want to, but we're going to win. Go ahead and hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
And I thought about the common thread that tied together this woman's suffering to the political leadership in Washington, D.C. First of all, why was her daughter gone in the first place? Because our leadership decided that we were going to let illegal Mexican drug cartels bring this poison into our country in the first place. That was the first way our leadership failed her. The second way our leadership failed her is with economic policies that made it so unaffordable that she gave up eggs and decided that she was just going to have her grandkids eat toast. The third way that this country had failed her is because the education system, where she just wanted to send her grandkids to learn reading, writing, and arithmetic, she was terrified that they were falling behind, that they were learning, if anything, propaganda from political activists instead of the basics that would help them get ahead in life and eventually have a good career to be able to provide for themselves. At every step of the way, the previous administration had failed this woman, and I could see it in her eyes. The American dream, this very idea that the next generation is going to be better than the generation that came before it, she was losing faith in that American dream. Now, I haven't talked to that woman since we were elected. I haven't talked to that woman since the campaign stopped where I met her probably 7 or 8 months ago. But when I see that energy prices are lower, when I see that illegal immigration is down, when I see that fentanyl overdoses are down, when I see the president under his leadership, we're arresting Mexican drug cartel members at record numbers, what I see is an Ohio Republican Party and a national Republican Party that is fighting successfully for the American dream. So what I'd ask all of you, when you're going out there and you're knocking on doors, when you're going out there and you're making phone calls, when you're contributing hard-earned money to political candidates, when you yourself are running, because I know it's not always easy to be a political candidate. Trust me, in Washington, D.C., they have this thing where I think it means we're number one in Washington, D.C., but all the pink-haired people throw up this sign, and I think, that means we're number one, right? I choose to take that as that symbol in Washington. But all kidding aside, sometimes this job of politics is inspiring, and sometimes it's hard work. And you take the good work, the inspiring work with the hard work, but I want you to remember that what we're trying to do is create the kind of country where that woman's grandchildren can grow up and go to a safe school where they get a good education. We're trying to create the kind of economy where those grandkids, if they work hard and play by the rules, can provide for their family with a dignified, high-paying job. We're trying to create the kind of country where that woman knows that her leadership cares more about her and her family than they do about Mexican drug cartels. We are trying to create the kind of country where the American dream is alive and well. We're off to a good start. Thank you for all you've done to help us. God bless you guys.
All right. JD Vance there, practicing for when he's running for president. There's a lot of people that are all ready to go vote for JD Vance 2028. Keeping my eye on him. He's over there winning over Ohio and laughing at the left while he's doing it. I don't know. I think he's doing a good job. Every time he goes out there and does interviews and all of that, he always makes sense. He's funny. He's personable. He seems very much like one of us. I don't know. He might be the choice for 2028. Next up, what are the chances Kilmar Garcia is detained by ICE if released? So they're going to give us an update on Kilmar Garcia. This is the poor father from Maryland that was suspected of being an MS-13 gang member. He was also stopped for human trafficking. He also had restraining orders on him for beating the shit out of his wife. He was deported to El Salvador. Then the Democrats all started using tax money to go visit him in El Salvador. Then we decided to ship him back here to America after they made such a huge deal saying he would never step foot on U.S. soil again, even when their president of El Salvador, Bukele, when he was here, even he was saying that Garcia would never step foot on U.S. soil again. But here he is. He's back on U.S. soil, and now they're even talking about giving him bond, allowing him to bail out of detention while he waits to be tried for human trafficking and some other shit. And I don't know. It's just a mess of a story. It's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about JD Vance, flipping the bird to the crowd and all of that. Snooks, that woman needs a good sports bra. I actually typed in bra list to find this. I think we can show this on the live. So you guys are missing out if you're not on the website. We just post shit like this in the chat all damn day. So you need to go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. Zero, I'll check it out. I'll check it out after the live. Now everybody's posting boobies in the chat. Russell, JD is like mini Trump. Yeah, I think he's a president in training right now. Snooks, a support bra. Bras are racist, okay? You know what's oppressing women? Bras. It's holding them back. You think it's holding you up, but it's holding you back. Told to care slow-mo tatas, yes. What's up, Patriot Dad? Happy freedom. She don't need no stinking bra. I know, I'm saying. Trying to oppress that poor woman. What's up, BK all day? Happy freedom to you. Whoever President Trump endorses in 2028 is who I'm voting for. I bet it's going to be J.D. Vance. When he picked J.D. Vance for vice president, he said that he would be choosing someone that he believed would be a good president someday. So unless J.D. Vance disappoints one way or another, I assume he's going to be endorsing J.D. Deb, but then if they sag, hold on, everybody's chatting now. Yeah, then if there is sag, you all are complaining. No, Deb, everybody likes floppy boobies. There's nothing wrong with that. The big naturals just slap you in the face. It's how most of us want to go. You know, it's if we're gonna kick the bucket, that's how we want to go. Russell, free the nip. I'm saying. Snooks, I am a support bra. What are you talking about? I identify as a support bra. I support the boobies. I'm in full support. Silverwolf, what do you tell a woman with two black eyes, with two black and blue eyes? You need a sports bra. That's too much, Silverwolf. Shroomish, I don't discriminate. See, that's what I'm saying. Boobies are boobies as long as they're attached to a woman. Born to eat toast, boob death. Yes. I mean, write that on the death certificate. Put it right on my tombstone. You know, he died happy. He died with a mouthful. Fuck. It's not Saturday. You guys gotta chill out. You gotta chill out. It's not Saturday yet. What's up, Aco? Happy freedom to you. One time I got a feedback form and somebody told me we need to talk less about boobs. And I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Just couldn't do it. MU, Bobby boobies, Bobby boobies, Bobby boobies. Yeah, you gotta go in the bathroom, close the door, stare in the mirror, and say Bobby boobies 3 times, and he'll appear in the chat. That's how it goes. Pumpkin, are we supposed to be wearing bras? No, this is no bra, no pants zone. Been that way for years. It's just tradition at this point. What's up, Turbo? Happy freedom to you. I want to be a support bra when I grow up. I know. I've been in training a long time. Just need the right set to come find me. T1, JD is cool. I think so. He hasn't done anything to make me question whether or not he could be president one day. What's up, Sage Pup? Happy freedom. For the Texan Air Force One is almost over Boston, coming home from the Netherlands. Heck yeah. Daddy Trump is coming home. Done. We're number 1. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. What's up, Peyton? Happy freedom to you. You know what? I don't think we have any JD Vance emojis. We got Caroline Levitt. We got Elon Musk. We might have to get some JD Vance emojis. I think we're maxed out. I think Rumble only allows you to have like 20 emojis. We're going to have to trade some out. Peyton, the woke ruined my fun with hair color thing a decade ago. Yeah. I used to be like that too. I was never a raging liberal, but I used to have like dyed hair and braids and all that shit. You guys saw me with dreads. I used to be all about that stuff, but yeah, if you dye your hair now, try to look edgy. Instead, you just look woke. Nobody wants to look woke. T1, Daddy Trump's going to have to take his belt off on some of them reps like MTG. Well, I don't think MTG needs to be straightened out, but yeah, he needs to straighten a couple of these people out. High Plains Drifter Baron 2028. Is that how we're doing it? How does Baron? Baron's not going to be old enough. You got to be 35 to run for president. I've only been eligible for like a year, 2 years. Free the Texan Jeff's training bra? I mean, no, not a training bra. I'm uplifting. What are you talking about? I'm a push-up bra. How do you identify? Faded drop Dementia Joe for Middle Finger Vance. That's right. That's right. High Plains Drifter, there are no rules. That's true. Russell, I knew a girl that had 5 pounds of boob removed. That's awful. That's awful. An angel lost their wings. And dropping the boobies in the chat. These are boobies we can show the whole class. Ha ha ha. You guys get to go home and tell your parents that I showed you boobies on the live. Ha ha ha. Meta just tossed the bra to support the group. That's right, Meta. We're stopping oppression. Sup, Scratsy? Happy freedom. Died in a motorboating accident. That's right. That's going to look so good on the tombstone. Knucking Futs. Ivanka 2028. Could be. I wonder if they're going to run. It would be something if we had a female president next round. Robert, a garden full of boobies, barefoot every day. Mm-hmm. Shit, if there's boobies outside, I'd never be indoors. But instead, there's just assholes with a bunch of fucking attitudes, and they're big dumb trucks, and they don't know how to fucking drive. And that's all that's outside. At least around here. What's up, Junie Bug? Happy freedom. Let them plop. That's what I'm saying. Jimbo, JD has been great this far. I think so. He hasn't done anything questionable that I've noticed. He seems to be pretty level-headed. What's up, Wrestler Town? Happy freedom. Florida has panthers, and they are considered rare and endangered. However, they're just genetically normal panthers. They are a bit smaller because of the environmental issues. Yeah, I didn't realize that Florida had panthers. I mean, I'm not that surprised because Florida is like America's Australia, but yeah, that makes sense. Nick, let God sort it out. Yep. It's true. It's the best way to do it. Agent O, the bird is a Gen X. What up? Yeah, I know a little bit about that. Zero, I believe you have to be 35 when you take office. You can run at 34. I don't think Barron's going to be old enough in 2028. What's up, Big B? Happy freedom. What's up, Boobygins? That's fucking right. The Boobygins. It's a plastic quack. Happy freedom to you. Finger man, I heard about you. That's what she said. Oh my God, Mac the goat. He's kicking the bucket. There we go. That's all right. We got batteries for him. We'll have to change them out. Snooks, we do have panthers and not just the team. Yeah, I didn't realize. I mean, I knew you guys had cougars. And, you know, now that I'm over 35, I'm considered a manther. But I didn't know you guys had real panthers, you know. I was unaware. Either way, moving forward here, like I said, what are the chances Kilmar Garcia is detained by ICE if released? This is just nonsense. I can't believe this guy's even back in America, let alone they're going to try and give him bond. They're going to allow him to be free, especially after all that bullshit they did in the Oval Office saying, oh, no, he'll never be back. He'll never step foot on U.S. soil again. You know what? Let's bring him back and try and charge him. That doesn't make any sense. Either way, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you hooligans have children in your life, I want you to check out this book titled The Big Beaver Protest. It is the second book in the Orange Eagle series, and it is written by the same author that created A Dog Named Cappy. Also, if you are feeling creative, try MAGA Memes. It's a coloring book for deplorables. If you hooligans do purchase these books, please make sure to leave reviews on Amazon and also follow them on their X page as a way to stay up to date with new books coming out and to help them grow. So give me a second here. We're going to be dropping some links really quick, and then we'll be moving forward with the news. This is for the MAGA memes. And there's a hooligan page in here, by the way. I did find the page. So we have our own... What the hell? I'm not allowed to send the link. What the fuck is wrong with you, Kick? Oh, did you kick me out, Kick? Yes, you did, you fucking bitch. God, I hate Kick. I get kicked out in the middle of the live all the damn time. I hate that. Anyways, moving forward here. Go check out this MAGA Memes coloring book. It's good stuff. And we even got our own page in the coloring book. Just another reason to go pick it up. Then this link right here is for the Big Beaver protest, where everybody except for Kick is going to get this link. Because now they want me to sign in and do all this other stupid bullshit. Fuck you, Kick. This link is for the Big Beaver protest. I read this to all the hooligans on Friday for our voice chat. It's a pretty good book. It is inspired by the Canadian convoy. This last link here is for Lee Linda Books' X page, so definitely go follow them, stay up to date with books, and to help them grow. I don't know why I'm getting kicked out of Kick every damn day. So tired of that. Either way, go check out those links. Give me a second here. I got to log back into Kick. I'm going to write customer service. Like, you guys are fucking my live up every damn day. And I got enough problems. I'm going to write a letter. Okay, give me a second. Un momento. What is going on? Everything's falling to pieces. Okay, and we are back over on Kick. There we go. Like I said, moving forward with the news here. Let's get this pulled up. I just so disappointed in all of this. I know they're trying to make it seem like this is a good thing, that Garcia is going to be held accountable for human trafficking or whatever the shit. They should have did that over a Zoom call while he was still in Supermax in El Salvador. Once again, this is titled, "What is the chances of Kilmar Garcia wait a minute. Yeah, is detained by ICE if released?" And it's crazy that they're even considering releasing him. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommiTube, and let's get into this.
Happening today, Kilmar Garcia is expected in court in Tennessee to face human smuggling charges. Now, you probably remember his story. He made national headlines when the Trump administration mistakenly deported him to El Salvador and refused for weeks to get him back. It sparked legal challenges and major protests demanding his return back to the States. Garcia is facing human smuggling charges stemming from a traffic stop back in 2022. The judge in the case has already ruled that Garcia can be released on bail, but he's unlikely to enjoy freedom for long, as immigration officials still have the power to detain him. Joining me now, I have News Nation legal contributor Jesse Weber. So, Jesse, today's hearing is to discuss the conditions of Garcia's release. But what are the chances that he does get deported once again if he's let out?
I'm going to quote the words of the judge who basically said he should be released. It's an academic exercise. She knows what's going on here. Basically, if she orders his release, and it appears that she's going to, because let me tell you, I read through her opinion, and it was a strong rejection of the government's arguments, basically saying he's not a risk of flight, he's not a danger to the community, rejecting the evidence supporting that he's a gang member. If he's released, then there's an ICE detainer on him. And by all accounts, there is going to be an effort by ICE to detain him and move quickly to deport him. It does become a question about how that happens, though, because it's while there's this understanding, oh, he's just going to be immediately deported today, not quite. There has to be, he can be deported to another country, but there has to be a promise that he will not be sent back to El Salvador, because remember, he does have protection going back to El Salvador. So it is an academic exercise. It's an interesting question. The federal government is charging him with crimes. At the same time, ICE says they have an opportunity to deport him. Which is more important? What is the fate of Kilmar Garcia, it's a little undecided about this point. Which do they want to hold? Do they want to try him, or do they want him out of the country? By the way, it's not outside the possibility that when you have somebody here who's illegal and they are charged with crimes, they can be deported pending their case. So it's interesting to see what happens.
So I'm trying to wrap my head around all this, Jesse, and with that being said, and the potential of being deported again, and this could just start the case, the clock all over. If you're his attorneys, do you say, let's just stay in jail? That's in your best interest to just remain here in the States, in Tennessee, where you are?
They might not. They might not have a choice. I mean, look, I think at the end of the day, they have a few options here. One, if he's granted bail at the criminal level, right? Mm-hmm. He's a granted release, then they might want to do, because I know he might have a separate legal team handling his detention hearing, what they might want to do is try to change his immigration status in some way, or try to fight his bond, or at the very least, if this is going to move through the process where they have to figure out what country he would be deported to and get some sort of assurances that he's not been sent back to El Salvador, they can appeal whatever the immigration judge ultimately decides. They can appeal it to an appellate level. They can also transfer it over to federal court. If the name of the game is to buy time and work through the legal system to actually figure out ways to protect him, whether that's, again, changing his immigration status, trying to get him a green card. I think their goal is twofold. One, fight the criminal charges, which may or may not be quite strong, and B, keep him in the country as long as possible as they fight the immigration issue.
And just a few seconds left. I mean, he's become the poster boy for the Trump's, administration's hardline stance on immigration. Does that help his case and kind of bolster his claims of persecution?
It's interesting you say that. In the opening paragraphs of the judge's decision, she really focused on that he has a right to due process. Now, yes, he has a right to due process as a criminal defendant. At the same time, I feel like she was making a statement, and that, his rights, whether or not he is actually a member of MS-13, whether or not he's an illegal immigrant, he is entitled to certain rights. And you hope that the judicial system will play out for him as it does with anybody else in his position.
We'll be following today closely. Got to end it there. Jesse Weber, thanks so much as always. Talk to you again soon.
Thank you. Okay. It's unbelievable. It's completely unbelievable. We sat here and we saw Rubio and Pam Bondi and President Trump and Boo Boo Kelly and JD Vance. I mean, it was like the whole damn Trump cabinet plus Boo Boo Kelly, which is the president of El Salvador, sit there and roast this reporter that was talking about Garcia ever coming back. And, they kept bringing up that he was mistakenly deported, which has been debunked over and over and over. And here's News Nation repeating the lie after months of him being sent in El Salvador. And they said in the Oval Office, he will never come back here. He will never step foot on U.S. soil ever again. Ever. And Boo Boo Kelly said that, he could let him out of Supermax, out of the CCOT, but he can't allow Garcia to come back here. And he would just be roaming around El Salvador, which is his home country. Now they're saying that he's back because he's going to be tried by our court system, which, whatever. Obviously, I believe in accountability, but he was already deported and in Supermax. Just add time to his schedule. Like, I don't know why we had to bring him back and all this bullshit. So we bring him back after saying we wouldn't. And now they're talking about giving him bond. That he'll be able to be free. He can bail out and go home or go wherever the fuck he's going to go. And they're saying he's not a flight risk. How is somebody who's not legally in our country not a flight risk? He belongs everywhere except for right here where he is. So how is he not a flight risk? And then they're saying we can't even deport him back to El Salvador because he's got some protection order on him, which is what was preventing him from being deported in the first place. When he was getting in trouble, when he was pulled over for suspected human trafficking, when he was found, and they were suspecting him of being an MS-13 gang member and all this shit, the only reason they didn't deport him is because they had reason to believe that his life would be in danger if he ever went back to El Salvador. Now, that didn't matter. He still got sent back to El Salvador. He was in CCOT. Now he's back here. Now they're saying, well, we can't send him back to El Salvador. Well, great. Then we'll just send him somewhere he doesn't belong. But he can't stay here. Like, that doesn't make any sense. None of this shit makes any sense. It's like Mahmoud Khalil. They stripped his legal status because he has ties to a foreign government. He is a terrorist sympathizer. And then he lied on his visa. So they strip his legal status, but then allow him out of the detention center. Oh yeah, you're free. You have no legal status in the country. It was stripped when you were picked up by ICE. But yeah, we'll just let you out of the detention center because you miss your child you've never met because it was born while he was in detention, and you just want to go home and be a father. 2 days later, he's out in the streets screaming death to America and more bullshit about Palestine. Like, I'm not that smart of a motherfucker, okay? I'm not. But this shit doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. And I thought we voted to not deal with this kind of shit anymore. So I don't know. I'm just not impressed with this bullshit right here. Either way, next up we got LaMonica MacGyver arraigned on charges of assaulting ICE agents, more than one. Now, we've been kind of following this. You know, this went back to the mayor of Newark. I can't ever remember what the hell his name is. Him and his compadres, right, his comrades, they were trying to breach that fence at the detention center in Newark. They were roughing up those federal agents. He was originally arrested for trespassing. They dropped those charges. He's not being charged with anything now. But LaMonica, she's being charged with assaulting 2 ICE agents, which I originally thought that it was just one. But apparently she was shoving one and elbowing another or some shit like that, which we all saw it on camera. And we'll see, because we already heard that, we heard before they even brought the charges, that if they do bring charges, that she's going to plead that she was in her judicial duty or whatever. She was in her official capacity. But a lot of people are saying, like we listened to Judge Neapolitan Ice Cream, whatever his name is, and he was saying that she's not able to claim immunity unless she's on Capitol Hill, and she wasn't. And so we'll see how this goes. This is a follow-up in that story. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Kilmar Garcia. Once again, they're continuing to push the lie that he was mistakenly deported. That is false. That is not true. They're also saying that he's about to get bail. They mentioned that he was supposed to be protected from El Salvador. So now when we go to deport him, we can't even deport him to El Salvador. Hopping in the chat. Yeah, Snooks Boo Boo Kelly. That's Boo Kelly's, that's his sexy name. Yeah, Russell. I can't read that shit out loud, but yeah. Yeah. And I think everybody's ready for that. They're ready for open season. Snooks, he has to be released. His wedding anniversary is coming up and his wife wants him home. Shit, that shouldn't even matter. That shouldn't even matter. What's up, Fodders? Happy freedom to you. I saw her bull through them. It was surreal. Yeah, they played the video in this news article that's coming up. We Are the Show. I was windmilling ICE agents like I was in the pit in my official capacity. Yeah, exactly. Throwing that gut around. She had that beer gut hanging out. What's up, Kirsten? Happy freedom. Yeah, I'm not from there, so I'm sure I say it wrong. I'm pretty I'm known to mispronounce words. The hooligans hated it when we were covering the convoy because they were traveling through Yellow, Texas. It's Amarillo, but in Spanish, Amarillo is spoke like Amarillo, and Amarillo is how you say yellow in Spanish. So I just call it Yellow, Texas. Everybody from fucking Texas hates that shit. I can't help it. I can't help it. It just comes out like that. I don't know. I say everybody's name wrong. I'm just terrible like that. If I've been saying your guys' name wrong, you are welcome to correct me. I don't recommend being an asshole about it. Sometimes there's misunderstandings in the chat, but I think it was Stoner. I don't know, like Dabs. That's the first one that always pops in my head. I was saying Dabocles, but it was Dabocles, and I was saying it wrong for like 4 years. So if I'm saying your name wrong and you want me to say it right, you're welcome to correct me. Turbo, a lot of places get lost in Appalachia. Yeah. Well, he's going to be pissed when we deport his ass to the North Pole. He ain't going to like that. Kilmar Garcia might be a snitch, but probably more like an instigator of evil. Yeah. Well, and we'll see how this goes, you know. See how it turns out. All I know is I don't want to see him released in the country. I'm going to lose all faith in everything if he gets released into the country. He was like the hyper-focus of mass deportation. And if they do all that damn grandstanding and then turn around and let him just be one of us, I don't know. I'm not gonna like that. Nothing I could do about it, but I ain't gonna be as supportive of everything going on because it looks more and more like a shit show every day. Russell Baton Rouge is Red Stick. I've never heard of that before. It's next Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? It is Wednesday. See, I thought today was Tuesday. I'm doing terrible this week. I don't know why. I got like some looming ailment. I don't know. I've been really lethargic, and I feel like my stomach's full of sand. I just feel not good. It's like day 3 of that. I think the heat is getting to me. I'm such a sissy. What's up, Fitzy? Happy freedom to you. Met him out. I say Nolans when I talk about New Orleans. Yeah, I was saying something about, I said New Orleans the other day. I normally just say New Orleans. I said New Orleans. We were covering, I think we were covering the inmates breaking out of the jail, and Russell corrected me. Russell and 10 Man, they're both from that area. And I've heard a lot of people say Nolans too. I've heard a lot of people say that in New Orleans, people don't like Nolans, but I suppose it depends on who you are, who you're talking to, things like that. Everybody's got their own thing. See, when I start talking about drinking pop, everybody gets on my ass, so all I know is Jeff did it. What's up, FEMA Region? Happy freedom to you. FEMA Region Baton Rouge is French for red stick or baton of red. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. You hooligans learn me something new every day. Plastic Quack, I bet he's got info on the cartels and he's cutting a deal. That could be. That might make it worthwhile for him to be shipped back to the States. I mean, he's already here, but the question is why? Why bring him back? That could be. It could be. I still don't understand why we don't just wipe the cartel out. Obviously our military is completely capable of it. Kirsten? Oh, yeah. Well, you're the second Kirsten I've known, so I'm glad I'm saying your name correctly. What's up, Donna S? Happy freedom to you. Done due process or not, the conclusion is the same. He's got to go. Yeah, and when we covered the last follow-up video on this topic, they were saying that they were going to sentence him and then send him back. That he wasn't even going to do time here. He's just come here to go to court to show that we're going to hold him accountable. Then we're sending him back. That was the whole point of us bringing him here. Now they're saying we can't even send him back. We got to send him somewhere else. So it'll be very interesting to see how this unfolds. Kirsten, I'm stunned that he might go free while someone caught with something like weed can be behind bars for decades. Unreal. Yeah. Yep, we've been talking about that a lot with these Democrats that keep getting arrested. The mayor of Newark, LaMonica, Jose Padilla, he was just arrested because he caused a scene in front of Christy Nome, and they put him down in the hallway. He ain't stopped crying about it since. I can't remember what his real name is. I just know JD Vance called him Jose, and now it's just Jose. But yeah, these Democrat politicians are going out there reeing as loud as they can, saying, oh, well, can you believe that I was arrested, I was forced to the ground, and they forced my hands behind my back and put me in handcuffs and embarrassed me in front of everybody? And we're like, yeah, that's how we get treated every single time we break the law. Doesn't matter how big or small it is. As soon as we break the law, that's how we are treated. And they're like, can you believe it? Yeah, we can believe it, because it happens to us all the damn time. It's about time that it started happening to politicians. Hair juicer Baton Rouge was named after a red stick that pepper pickers would carry for the Tabasco farms. What were they doing with the red batons, hair juicer? What were they using them for? This is conversation only for the website, I can tell. Snooks, you're getting burned out. No, I'm not getting burned out. I got something else going on. Russell, hydrate. I've been hydrating. I've drank 9 bottles of Gatorade in the last 2 days or something like that, on top of these liters of water. I've been drinking these like crazy. Wesco, you need to sponsor me, damn it. Yeah. I don't know if Wesco's got the money to sponsor me, really. They should, though. They should. Keeping Wesco alive. Kirsten, you're right. He is a piece of shit. Crybaby going up there sobbing, trying to get sympathy points. Meta, his name is Jose. JD said so. That's right. Jose Padilla. What's up, Xterra? Happy freedom to you. Scatsy, the bond system is so broken. Yeah, how do you bail out of ICE custody? Like, how does that work? We're going to have terrorists bonding out and shit pretty soon. Nick, I was arrested for less than that. Oh, man. I've been arrested for jaywalking. For real. For real. I was actually arrested for jaywalking. So if I seem a little bitter about illegals getting off the hook and shit, there's reasons. There is reasons for that. Cheeky Chops Gatorade isn't good for you. It's loaded with sugar. Yeah, the whole it's a bottle of high fructose corn syrup, but it's got electrolytes in it. I drank all my electrolyte packs when I was sick. You guys remember a couple months I was off for like almost a whole week. It was like 3 days I didn't go live because I was sick. I just throwing up and everything else. I drank all the electrolyte packets I had. What's up, Waffle House? Happy Freedom. It's Hooligan Hump Day. Yeah, it is. What's up, Michael? Happy Freedom to you. Nick, send him to Iran. I'm saying. He'll like it there. Let me see. Hair juicer, so they would always pick the right color pepper. That's not as entertaining as I thought it was going to be. I thought they were doing something else with the red rod. Yeah, Snooks. I don't know. I've been drinking a lot of stuff. I probably just need to get more electrolyte packets. What's up, Nether Knight? Happy Freedom. Drink Powerade Zero, no sugar, artificial sweetener. No, it's got aspartame in it. And I can't drink anything that's zero or diet because my body filters out the aspartame and then it makes me throw it up. And it comes out like white sand. And it's hard to throw up the white sand. It is. It's racist. It's not fun. The last time I had to throw up aspartame, I blew the blood vessels in this eye, and I was looking kind of scary on the live. Like, do you guys remember where I was wearing sunglasses on the live? That's why. It's because this whole eye was full of blood because I was throwing up too hard. Kirsten, it sounds like you need an electrolyte sponsor. You're not wrong. Yeah, Free Thigatex and Pedialyte. That's what I need to get. Another night, it doesn't have aspartame. I'll go check it out after the live because I know I need something. I'm at the end of my water. I think I got one more bottle of water and that's it. Snooks, the red rock. No, not the red rocket. That's something else, Snooks. We're talking about the red rod. Anyways, moving forward here. Like I said, let me see. Is this where we are? Yes. LaMonica MacGyver arraigned on charges of assaulting an ICE agent, or 2 ICE agents, actually. Now, I'd be pretty surprised if she actually got hit with these charges. Just because they're saying she's looking at more than a decade in prison. But man, if accountability is really coming home, she deserves it. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Drop all charges! Drop all charges! Drop all charges! Free Rep MacGyver! Free Rep MacGyver!
It doesn't even rhyme. I don't know. Supporters of Democratic Congresswoman LaMonica MacGyver are rallying outside federal court in New Jersey this morning. Good luck with that. Look at this video again. There she is, roughing it up. Right now, MacGyver's arraignment is underway on federal charges over her actions with Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement agents last month outside an ICE detention center. This is in Newark. At one point, she puts her elbow up by a guy's neck. That guy's in a uniform. Prosecutors accuse her of assaulting at least 2 of those agents. Alexis McAdams is outside the courthouse in Newark. Alexis.
Hi, Harris. Well, it didn't rhyme, but they are still chanting here in Newark, New Jersey. You can see them there on the steps of the courthouse. They're not just calling for her to be, out of this courtroom, but they say they want no charges against her. They want the charges dropped against MacGyver. This comes, though, after she was caught on camera with what it looks like elbowing a federal agent. Watch. So MacGyver was indicted on 3 federal counts of assaulting, impeding, and interfering with federal officials. You can see it there. It's in the body cam video that was put out by DHS. MacGyver appearing to put her hands on the feds. You can't do that. So they took her and charged her. This says that she was forcibly grabbing one agent and hitting another. The melee happened back in May when the New Jersey Democrat and her colleagues said, let's show up to this ICE detention center and demand a visit. Newark Mayor Ross Baraka was also there. The feds say he wouldn't leave and was trespassing. But when they tried to arrest him, MacGyver stepped in and tried to stop it. Since then, there have been chaotic protests a lot outside of the Delaney Hall Detention Center there in New Jersey. Protesters calling for the release of migrants who DHS say committed serious crimes. Earlier this month, listen to this, 4 migrants, Harris, who were inside of that facility escaped. The FBI is still searching for one. That's 25-year-old Colombian man there who they say is in the country illegally and has been previously arrested for burglary in New York City. So back out here live as those protests continue. They call for those charges to be dropped. MacGyver will be speaking before she says she's going back to Washington, D.C. to get some work done. But these are serious charges, Harris. She's looking at nearly a decade behind bars if she's convicted. Back to you.
Well, if that video is any indication, they've got something to work with. Alexis, thank you.
Hey, everyone.
Okay. So we'll see. They haven't dropped the charges yet. Once again, it says she is accused of assaulting 2 ICE agents. Protesters want the charges dropped. She's facing more than 10 years, according to what that reporter was saying. They also mentioned the escaped illegals from Newark detention facility. Still haven't caught them. They didn't even tell us how they escaped. They were just like, oh, there was a lot of protesters to show up, and while the protesters were there, these 2 assholes escaped. I'm like, well, how? Well, they just evaporated. They just transitioned right through the walls. Like, oh, okay. All right. Whatever you say. Next up, Austin Metcalf's father applauds indictment in fatal stabbing. This is a follow-up. Yesterday, we covered a video where they were saying that Carmelo Anthony is being indicted on first-degree murder, and that's kind of all it said in the video. It's just giving us the details of the indictment. This is more about the opinions of the father and stuff like that, just more details since the indictment came out. This is coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what your hooligans think about LaMonica throwing that gut around and assaulting 2 ICE agents. Russell, mushroom stamp for her. Give her 2. You know, she deserves it. Zero, the behavior is unacceptable, especially from an elected official. Yeah. They act like a bunch of ignorant kids. Her and Jasmine Crockett, you know, they just act like assholes. But if there was ever any disciplinary action in response to their ignorant behavior, they'd be all outraged. And it always goes back to racism and stupid shit like that. But it's like, no, you fuck up, you deserve to have your ass kicked. More or less, that's some loose wording there. But yeah, you know, what goes around comes around. You get what you give. You don't put shit but, you know, ignorance in the world. Well, you deserve that ignorant treatment in return. That's just the way it goes. These people are, like I said before, they're just so used to being above the law. They think they can swing their gut around and assault federal agents, and there's not going to be any consequences. Now, hopefully, this court system proves me wrong, but accountability has been missing. And I want to say it was either yesterday or the day before we saw that the House Speaker of Illinois is arrested. He's facing 7.5 years in prison. He's being sentenced to that. It's like $2.5 million in fines and 7.5 years in prison. He was sentenced to it. They didn't just point fingers and charged him. They convicted him of that. Now they're going to try and appeal it, and we'll see how that goes. But that's how, you know, LaMonica needs to be treated. Convict her of this stuff. Don't just point fingers and make accusations on the phone. Put that shit all over the TV like that's the consequence. The charges is just the beginning. She deserves conviction because she actually assaulted those officers. They deserve, you know, to live and work in a world where they don't have to worry about being assaulted by elected officials. That starts with holding her accountable, you know, so hopefully they do the thing. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom. Happy freedom to you, Zealous Fox. Thank you so much, Born to Eat Toast, for gifting that sub over on Rumble. You're so awesome. Thank you so much, Born to Eat Toast. What a badass. Zealous Fox, give her the full 10 and bar her from civil service for life. Yeah, Obviously, she doesn't understand how to act professional and to really behave inside of her official capacity, right? She's over there and she's acting belligerent like she's in a bar fight, and then her defense is like, well, she was acting in her official capacity as oversight. No, that didn't look like any oversight to me. Just because you don't get your way don't mean you get to throw your beer gut around. It's not how it goes. Faded. Too bad she didn't catch an elbow too. Well, you know, honestly, we should be thankful she didn't catch an elbow. She'd be calling for that ICE agent to be charged with, you know, attempted murder on an elected official. They'd be giving him the J6er treatment and all that stuff. So, you know, as much as she deserves an elbow to the face, you know, thank God we don't have to see an ICE agent getting the J6 treatment all because of that ignorant bitch. Done. She didn't do nothing. Yeah, I know. What's up, 5D? Happy freedom to you. MacGyver, send her a match and chewing gum and she should be able to escape. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What's up, James? Happy freedom to you. Kirsten, she did have a beer gut. It didn't even look like she had a belt. She had a rope tied around her waist. I don't know. Built like a horse. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. What's up, Post Malone? Happy freedom to you. Yeah, Meta, we got to get the Trump dancing emojis over on Kick. I don't think I've updated the emojis over here. BB12, the vice mayor of LA called on gangs to go to war against ICE, arrested by the feds. He was arrested? The vice mayor was? I've never even heard of a vice mayor. I'm going to look into it, though, because it seems like when it comes to elected officials being held accountable, that is the quietest news on the market. I didn't know that the House Speaker for Illinois was even arrested or had even been charged with a crime until someone in the chat told me to look it up, and I went and looked it up, and 2 weeks ago he was convicted of corruption, like 10 counts of corruption. And like I said, he's going to do 7.5 years in prison in October or something like that. That's when he's got to report to prison. And it's like, well, I'm desperately searching for news every day. How the hell did I not see that? It's because it's so quiet. Accountability is so quiet. So I'm going to look into that. Thank you for letting me know. I'll look into it. Thank you. What's up, Teasel? Happy freedom. Agent O, elbowing or bellying? They're only getting her for the elbow, but I think pressing her belly button against ICE agents should be a separate assault charge. You know, I'm just saying. Nick, walking while fat. Sure, I got some butt in my pocket, but I was like 16. Yeah, I got in trouble when I was younger. I don't know. You know, and I thought when I started going to jail and stuff, being held accountable for my ignorant actions as a 17-year-old, I thought, man, that's it. That's it. You know, I'm too old now to break laws. I'll start being held accountable now. And then I learned about politicians. And so it's like, well, if you like breaking the law, just sign up for Capitol Hill. They'll let you do anything. What's up, Tube Steak? Happy freedom to you. Zero, what is this? Zero, you had to look up mushroom stamping? That's so funny. Did you ask Thoughtbot? Did Thoughtbot tell you? Thoughtbot didn't know what mushroom stamping was. That's funny. Well, would you check out the Urban Dictionary? Is that what it is? I'm sure that's what it is. Well, A win's a win. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, we got another follow-up video. Austin Metcalf's father applauds indictment in fatal shooting. Like I said yesterday, we covered a video of the first-degree murder indictment going to Carmelo Anthony, who supposedly was in self-defense. And we're really just waiting on the trial to start, and if it's entertaining enough, we'll cover the trial. We've covered lots of trials. It's been a little while since we have. I think the last one we had covered was a female officer screaming taser, taser, and then shooting the driver of a vehicle, smoking him on accident. But we covered that trial for like 2 weeks. So we covered trials every now and then. We covered the Kyle trial. We covered the George Floyd trial. We cover trials around here. If this is entertaining enough, we'll cover this one too. Either way, once again, this is Austin Metcalf's father applauds indictment in fatal shooting. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Some new developments in the case of the Texas teen accused of stabbing to death another teenager at a track meet. A grand jury indicting 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony on first-degree murder charges for the killing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. But Anthony claims it was self-defense. The victim's father is now speaking out. News Nation's Rich McHugh is live with what he is saying. And Rich, this case has truly divided the entire community there.
Yeah, Nicole, this case has ripped apart at least two families. It's rocked that entire community there in Texas. And it certainly struck a nerve across the entire country. And now the district attorney there says that after presenting weeks of evidence to the grand jury, they've returned an indictment, first-degree murder in the case of Carmelo Anthony. This is 2 months after the fatal stabbing of Texas teen Austin Metcalf. It was at a high school track meet back in April. District Attorney Greg Willis says the case now moves formally into the courts.
And I asked the grand jury to return a first-degree murder indictment against Carmelo Anthony, which they did. With this indictment, the case now moves formally into the court system.
Now, if convicted, Anthony could face a possible sentence of 5 to 99 years or life in prison. Metcalf died in his twin brother's arms at the scene. His father gave me this statement after the indictment, quote, "I am pleased that we are moving forward with the first-degree murder indictment. It now goes into the court system. I fully believe that justice will be served for Austin Metcalf. I look forward to the forthcoming trial, but it will never bring my son back." Anthony's attorney, in a video he posted online, downplayed the indictment, calling it a routine step in the process, and maintains Anthony acted in self-defense after he warned Metcalf.
Carmelo and his family are confident in the justice system and the people of Collin County to be fair and impartial. We expect that when the full story is heard, the prosecution will not be able to rule out the reasonable doubt that Carmelo Anthony may have acted in self-defense.
Come on, man. So the strategy is clear there, Nicole. Focus on self-defense with a focus on those two words, reasonable doubt. You're going to hear a lot about that in this case.
All right, yeah, a lot of eyes on this one. All right, Rich, thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Okay. Like I said, a few more details here on the indictment for Carmelo Anthony there. And like I was saying, if the trial is interesting enough, we'll cover the trial. Otherwise, we'll just keep updates and stuff like we've been doing with the Diddy trial. You know, just keeping tabs on what's going on. Now, his defense, obviously, is still claiming that this was all self-defense, and he claims, oh, yeah, once they go through the details, they'll have reason to believe that he was forced in a self-defense situation. Like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think somebody who is like suspended and at a track meet they weren't supposed to go to, and who intentionally sat underneath the wrong tent awning thing, who also brought a weapon to school, who had also been in trouble prior for bringing weapons to school, who said something along the lines of "I wish you would" before stabbing the other kid. None of that shit sounds like self-defense. Like I was just saying, I used to be an ignorant 17-year-old. I know what it's like to walk around angry at the world. Very much so. Very much so. But this dumbass, I think, really believes this is self-defense. Never did I ever think it was self-defense, because I knew I was whooping people's asses. But I don't know. We'll see how this goes. We know the justice system is fucked up, but the fact that they brought first-degree murder charges makes me think that they got some evidence that's pretty damning. We haven't got to see the footage yet, the whatever across the field camera footage that they keep talking about. I can't wait for that to come out, because I think that'll really clear things up. But Either way, we'll stay up to date with what's going on with Carmelo Anthony being a murderer. Next up, we got the last little bit of the news before we get into the fun stuff. Of course, it's lefties losing it. And this one's titled, Fake News Targets Trump in Desperate Smear Attempt. Nothing new for President Trump. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what your hooligans think about Carmelo Anthony. Russell, this dude's going away. It's not self-defense. Yeah, I agree. They would have to show something really crazy for me to believe that it was self-defense. There's just too many factors against Carmelo Anthony for it to appear like self-defense. Snooks, I don't think I knew he had a twin brother, even sadder. Yeah. Well, and like I said this last time, we covered not yesterday's video for Carmelo Anthony, but the time before last, the last time we covered a follow-up besides yesterday's, they said that, you know, his Austin Metcalf is a twin, and his father was talking about how he has to look at his twin son every day, which that's like looking at your dead kid. You know, like that would be so hard to live with, to know that you had twins, they both got to be in high school age and all of that, and now one of them is dead, and you can't like, I don't even know how you would grieve. How would you grieve? You know, it's like The Walking Dead in your house. Like, that's got to be so hard. I don't know what it'd be like to lose a kid. I know that's got to be very difficult to live with. But to have his twin brother walking around the house all day, like, I don't know how you would deal with that. You know, it's a terrible situation. And then to have that piece of shit go out there with his family and make $500,000 doll hairs claiming it was self-defense, like, that's bullshit, you know. And shout out to his dad, because he's got self-control. Like, if you think that he don't have self-control, you're fucking wrong. Because if you lose your kid, you know, you probably feel like you don't have a lot to live for. Now, yeah, he still has his one son, but still, to not go off the rails and just do bad things out of anger and hate and stuff like that, this guy has got all the self-control. And so, I don't know, hopefully he gets justice. Of course, it's not going to bring his son back, but there's no reason that Carmelo Anthony deserves to walk free. Not at all. He deserves whatever he's going to get as far as murder. You know, Silverwolf, right? Sucks all the way around. It does, absolutely. And to think, you know, his twin brother died in his brother's arms. Like, you know, it's not just hard for dad; it's hard for his brother too. You know, his brother's a twin, and I'm sure you guys have seen, just as I've seen on TV and people at school and stuff like that. Twins have a special kind of connection that I think is even more of a bond than just regular siblings. I got 12 siblings. Ain't none of us twins. Ain't none of us even whole siblings, let alone being twins. But you see the way twins are, and to know one of your twins died, like, that's got to be crazy to deal with. Zero, he knows he reminds his parents of his dead son every day. Yeah, I mean, just everybody's got it hard in that family right now. Silverwolf, he must have Jesus in his heart. He must. Because no man could have strength like that without the love of God. There's just no way. There's no way. He'd be crashing out. Zero, premeditated murder. It could be. I know that there's like rumors that he thought he was getting jumped, or he was going to get jumped, and that's why he defended himself, but they'd have to prove that shit. Born to eat toast, this should not be a black-white issue. Yeah, and I don't think it is a black-white issue. I think that people are just trying to spin it that way. I haven't heard really anything racially one way or another, except for when the presser happened. When the presser happened and they were going out there, the Anthony family, and they were claiming, you know, that they can't sleep at night because they're getting threats and blah, 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 blah. They kicked out Austin Metcalf's dad, and they postponed the presser until the police showed up and escorted the father out of the building so they could turn around and say that the father is carrying a white supreme pizza message or some shit like that. He's hanging out with the white supremes on X, and he's pushing that narrative. So, like, they kill his kid, and then they turn around and call him a racist, and then they raid his house at the end of the day. They had him swatted, and I think he's been swatted twice now. So, I mean, like, again, self-control. That is, like, he's got some crazy self-control. Because not only did they smoke his kid, but they're constantly gunning for him. And that's wrong. That shit is wrong. for the Texan, let's see, it's a very racial thing. If you had saw his GoFundMe comments, you'd know how much of a race issue this is. Well, that's the thing is, like, people are making it a race issue. It's not really a race issue. Unless Carmelo Anthony killed Austin Metcalf for being white, it's not a race issue. Now, everybody watching this is making it a race issue. The people who are donating to him self-defense claims, you know, they're making it a race issue. Just like, what is her name? The woman that, like, was calling the child the N-word at the playground or whatever after the kid was, like, stealing her kid's shit or digging in her purse or something. I can't remember her name. Her is Luna or something like that. She's got some free spirit name. I can't think of what her name is. But people were doing the same thing. People were donating to her and were making it about race. That doesn't make the thing itself about race. Now, in her case, she was saying the N-word. Okay, that's different. But in Carmelo Anthony, you know, fighting with Austin Metcalf, they didn't say any of that was about race. It's just the people who are commenting about the story and the people who are saying, you know, which way justice should go. Those are the people who are making it about race. You know, they're saying, oh, the black kid killed the white kid. But the story itself doesn't necessarily have race in it. Now, we know how they feel because, like I said, they kicked Austin's dad out of the presser and then called him a white supreme pizza. So, you know, said he's a white supremacist and he's pushing that agenda. That makes it about race. But the case itself, until we actually hear that Carmelo Anthony did something to him because he's white or Austin did something to Carmelo Anthony because he's black, until that happens, the case itself isn't about race. It's everyone else that's pushing that. Kirsten, my brother's ex-wife had 12 kids, only 2 with my brother. She wanted more, so she divorced my brother and had 10 more kids. Holy, Kirsten, that's a whole litter of kids there. Ghostly, how do we know that the knife-wielding crazy wasn't racist? Well, that's right, Ghostly. We don't know, but that's my point, is that we don't know. If they come out and they say that, then it's about race. But until then, everybody but the 2 people involved, the murderer and the dead kid, they have not been accused of doing any race things. So it's just everybody else making it about race. That's all I'm trying to say. What's up, Marsh? Happy Freedom? Sage Pub, what happened to the original stories told by witnesses saying that he was going through people's backpacks? I don't know anything about that, Sage Pub. I don't know anything about that. I'm not saying he's not. And that's the 2 things. 1, I'm not saying he didn't go through somebody's backpack because I don't know anything about that. And 2, I'm not saying that there wasn't race involved. I'm saying that they haven't stated that there was race involved. It's everybody else involved in the situation that's making it about race. I'm not saying they're not going to turn around in trial and prove that race was involved. That may happen. I'm just saying that it's everybody else's opinions that's making it about race. The case itself, at this point, has not stated that either kid was in this fight over race. Born to eat toast, is the racist lobbyist? Yeah. Well, and, you know, anybody that, like race pimps, you know, get involved, these the defense attorneys and shit like that, those are the people who make it about race. And it's because race fuels the fire. If they can get that fire going, people will make donations, you know. And like I'm saying about the woman that called the kid the N-word, people were supporting her, fighting against people constantly shitting on white people. So they were in supportive of that. And that's how people are being with this, you know, donating to Carmelo Anthony, shitting on white people. And just as much as people were donating to Austin Metcalf's father. His father had a GoFundMe and he wasn't making shit for money compared to what Carmelo Anthony had made. But people were doing the same thing. They were donating to him saying, oh, well, you know, they're doing this to you because you're white, so we're supporting you because you're white. You know, they were just saying stuff like that. But I'm just saying, like, as far as the case itself, we'll see. You know, we'll see. I'm not taking sides. I don't want you guys to think I'm taking sides. I'm just trying to clear things up here. Yeah, I heard Juicer. I know I can't read that out loud, but yeah, there was lots of that. Zero. Husband has identical twin nephews. I get them confused all the time. I've never met twins in person. I've never seen twins with my own eyeballs in front of me. One day that'll happen, I'm sure, but yeah. Free Thicket Texan, a reporter that saw the video said Austin never touched him. Well, that's what I think too, Free Thicket Texan. I don't think it was self-defense at all. I think it was murder. And that's just what I believe. I just believe it was murder. But we'll know when the details come out because, like I said, we're going to cover it. Fodders, Crump, yeah, people like that. Like Al Sharpton. You know, they come out and they take advantage of these people that are going through a hard time and they make it all about race. And like I said, it fuels the fire. FEMA region used to date a twin? Aw, dang. Patriot dad, my brother from another mother is black. Been friends for 45 years. Yeah, my stepdad's black. Most of my siblings are black. Like 7 of my siblings are black. Sage Pup, I have twin grandkids, 1 boy, 1 girl. That's so badass. Done. The comments of Anthony's. Oh, yeah. I know. Like I said, when more details come out and the trial starts, we'll know more about it, you know. We will get to the bottom of it. Yeah, Free Thicket Texan, I know. Extorting people while they're having, you know, terrible moments in their life. Snooks, I got twins on my chest. Now, everybody's going to say you have to, you know, pictures or it's not real. You walk yourself right into that, Snooks, you know. Everyone's like, you got to prove it. You got to prove it. Madigan was convicted along with 3 other Democrats in that fraud case. Media is burying the good news. I only found that because of ChatGPT. Yeah. Meta, did you know that Anthony was the captain of 2 high school sports teams? Nope. I didn't hear anything about that. What's up, Master Voltaire? Happy Freedom. Some video of him stabbing someone. What? If you're talking about Carmelo Anthony, the video's not out yet. We can't see the video. But we know that he stabbed Austin Metcalf. Right now, we're just discussing whether or not it was racially motivated. But we don't know. That's the thing, is we don't know. We know everybody else is all involved in the race shit, but between Austin and Carmelo, we don't know if there was race involved in their back and forth, you know, resulted in the death of Austin. What's up, John Galt? Happy Freedom. What's up, Goth? Happy Freedom to you. Goth, Florida beat Texas in time of saving trafficked kids. We rescued 109, but not as fast as Florida. Let's keep up the children rescuing. Absolutely, Goth. Absolutely. Aaron, plot twist, Jeff Max a twin. No, I'm not a twin. I'm not, but happy freedom to you. Teasel, people suck. They do. Man, I say that every day. People suck. They don't have to. You know, everybody wants to live in a good world, but nobody wants to be a good person. I think about that shit every day. Every time somebody asks me to punch them in their face with a fucking hammer, I'm like, nah, because I have to be the good person here. Ain't nobody else gonna fucking do it. I think that every day, you know, so I don't know. I wish more people were concerned with being a good person. Cammy, happy freedom to you. Y'all get me a GoFundMe. My daddy's in prison. I mean, you might as well. Everybody else is doing it. Agent O, wouldn't Anti-Jeff tell us which one was him? There's only one me. There's only one. Even, you know, ChatGPT can't imitate me. Holy. Well, I will have to read this in a second. Yeah. There's no twin. It's just me. You guys can be so disappointed when I kick the bucket. You're going to be like, when's his twin going to go live? And like, nah, that was it. That was it. What's up, Wayward? Happy freedom to you. Snooks, their name, double D's, is D and D. You could have been more creative with the names, Snooks. You can name them both D. You got Your tits are being deprived, Snooks. They deserve real names. Russell, yep, the only way I could tell Lisa and Jenny apart was naked. One had a birthmark on her ass. I mean, I guess you're all drunk. You're like trying to do some things. They're like, how do you know I'm not the twin? All right, pull your ass out. Time to validate who you are. I mean, that's some sexy talk if I ever heard it. Pull your ass out. I got to validate who you are. I'm saying. Silver Wolf, I want to shapeshift, so I started a GoFundMe trying to cash in for Pride Month. You got a couple more days, buddy. Gotta get those donos up. Kirsten, I'm just poor. GoFundMe, please. I know. I'm working on one too. I'm just trying to figure out the angle. Got to get that angle right. Anyways, moving forward here. Like I said, we get the last little bit of the news before we get into the fun stuff. This is Lefties Losing It, and this one's titled Fake News Targets Trump in Desperate Smear Attempt. Again, that is not anything new for President Trump. The media is constantly gunning for him. Of course, we're going to let Rita tell us how it is. Go ahead and hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
It's time for Lefties Losing It. And they've done it now. Daddy's mad. It's bad enough that the president has to deal with lefties losing it on networks like CNN and MSNBC. Networks pumping out lies, hysteria and hate 24/7. But the commander-in-chief was also fed up with an ally and a foe failing to live up to a peace deal. And they all copped it, starting with the lefty media outlets.
You know what they're doing? They're really hurting great pilots that put their lives in the line. CNN is scum, and so is MSDNC. They're all, and frankly, the networks aren't much better. It's all fake news, but they should not have done that. Those pilots hit their targets. Those targets were obliterated, and the pilots should be given credit. They're not after the pilots, they're after me. They want to try and demean. I think CNN ought to apologize to the pilots of the B-2s. I think that MSDNC ought to apologize. I think these guys really, these networks and these cable networks are real losers. You really are. You're real losers.
You're real losers. Yes, you are. CNN and MSNBC, or was he calling them MSNDC? Well, frankly, he was just warming up.
You're gutless losers. I say that to CNN because I watch it. I have no choice. I got to watch that garbage. It's all garbage. It's all fake news. But I think CNN is a gutless group of people, and the people that run it, nobody even knows it's been sold so many times. But the people that run it ought to be ashamed. MSDNC, a guy named Brian Roberts, he heads it. He's a disgrace. He's a weak, pathetic disgrace.
Just fantastic stuff and well-deserved. I'll show you shortly what inspired that spray, but the president was not done yet. We're going to have a look at one of the greatest moments in Donald Trump's presidency thus far, a moment that will go down in history. And this moment is significant for a number of reasons. The substance of his comments, the manner in which it was delivered, and the confidence it inspired. This is a leader, not a politician.
Do you believe that Iran is still committed to peace?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Do you have to respond to Iran like this?
Outstanding. And that sent a message. There was no forceful retaliation by Israel and none further by Iran for now. And folks from both sides of the political divide appreciated the honesty, the transparency of the moment. But not this blowhard. Let's hear from possibly the dumbest man on British radio, James O'Brien.
the aftermath of an attack upon nuclear facilities. And did my ears deceive me? I think what's clear is that Donald Trump doesn't know what the bleep is going on, right? Can we agree on that?
No, we can't agree on that, you contemptible simpleton. Just like we don't agree on this defamatory set of lies about the president. Perhaps he will sue LBC like he did ABC. That cost ABC a pretty penny. Yes, it did. How much might this little rant cost James O'Brien's employer?
But as it is, it's the self-confessed sex offender who you're cheering for his attitude towards transgender women. It's a self-confessed sex offender, the guy who boasts about grabbing women by their genitals.
Did he say he grabbed them without their consent? Pretty sure he didn't say that, James. But let's get back to what had the president ropeable in the past 24 hours. And he was reporting like this. Here is CNN reporting as gospel info leaked to them by some desperate, hacked and anonymous low-level loser from the deep state, if I may quote the press secretary there.
Essentially looking at the images and looking at what was actually damaged, the Defense Intelligence Agency has assessed that the core components of Iran's nuclear program are largely intact, and that Iran's nuclear program has essentially only been set back by months.
Sure, Jan, just months. Nuclear sites bombed to smithereens, just set back a few months. Here is how dishonest CNN can be, how their only objective is to damage Donald Trump. Let's have a look at this presenter, Erin Burnett, first claiming last week that there was no need to bomb Iran's nuclear sites because they were years away from developing a weapon, if indeed Iran even wanted a weapon.
This timeline of Iran being a few weeks away from a nuclear bomb is in direct contradiction to CNN's reporting. According to U.S. intelligence assessments, Iran is 3 years away from being able to produce a nuclear weapon if they wanted to. So the facts on Iran getting a nuclear weapon do not bear out the claim at the heart of what has put the world on the verge of world war.
World war, hyperbole much? Here is the same activist journalist less than a week later saying the American strikes only put back Iran's nuclear weapon ambitions by a matter of months.
Only set back the Iranian nuclear program by months. We got to call it like it is. It's a big deal.
Unbelievable. And here is CNN's Erin Burnett again claiming that those chanting death to America in Iran are actually really friendly. Well, perhaps they're friendly to her because she's the very definition of a useful idiot.
They're chanting death to America all around me, even as I say, oh, I'm an American reporting for CNN, and they were happy to speak to me. So that those two sort of jarring realities of the chant and yet the friendliness have existed together.
No wonder Donald Trump gave the media outlets another big serve earlier today during this press conference at The Hague.
You had some great reporters, but you have scum. CNN is scum. MSDNC is scum. The New York Times is scum. They're bad people. They're sick. And what they've done is they're trying to make this unbelievable victory into something less.
And we will be crossing to the NATO summit shortly to hear from President Trump. That press conference has been delayed because the president is having a private meeting with the Ukrainian leader, President Zelensky. And as soon as that press conference is underway, we will be crossing live to it. But joining me now is the president of the Center of the American Experiment, John Hinderaker. John, you don't hear straight talk like that from a politician too often. What was your reaction?
All right, so that there is lefties losing it. Of course, bleeping out President Trump. I don't know why. He's the president. Let him say the fuck word. Come on, man. Everybody wants free speech until they get free speech. I don't know. Either way, like I said, that is all the not all the coffee, all the news I had for you hooligans today. Of course, we're going to get into the fun stuff. We're going to open today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Zero. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one's titled, hold on, let me give some credit here because I got to figure out who sent this. I forgot to write it down because I'm a naughty hooligan. Kodiak. The first one was provided by Kodiak. type. If I could read, I could write, I could type, I'd have an easier time. First one was provided by Kodiak. It's titled, If We're Happy, They Can't Be. And our official funny video of the day is titled, I'm Only Doing It Once. All of that's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about lefties losing it. Klaus Daniels, you decided to join us today? Huh? You coming to work today? You're a good boy. I can't stick my fingers in your ears? Oh, that's right. You just take it. You just take it. You're a good boy. He's a good boy. Anyways, reading through. We got the fun stuff coming up. Snooks, because she's an effing idiot. You're not wrong. Zero. President had to poop. Just saying. Well, probably. I mean, you know, he could take those presidential shits if he needs to. You hooligans crack me up. Holy. Fodders, my butt's been wiped. I don't think we have the soundbite anymore. I mean, I got it in a file somewhere, but I don't think I have it loaded up anymore. I got rid of most of the Biden ones just because we don't need them anymore. Yeah, I don't have it on the list. We got to get Trump saying the fuck word. We got to add that to the soundbites. Free the Texan, blow in his ears. They hate that. No, I'm not going to blow in Klaus's ears. Fodders, Klaus works hard. He does. He just did a parameter check. Everything's clear, so he's taking a little nap. Born to Eat Toast, by the way. Shit ton of rain heading your way. Thank you for letting me know, Born to Eat Toast. Hopefully it cools things off. It feels like things are getting cooler right now. I can't see what the temperature is from here because my thermostat doesn't light up. I think it says 78. I might be wrong, but it feels like things are cooling off. Oh, I appreciate you, Born to Eat Toast. Yeah, it really helps when you hooligans share out the live. And thank you so much, all of you hooligans over on Rumble that have been reposting. It's a badass feature, and I'm glad that you guys are taking advantage of it. It really helps out the live. For the Texan. I love dropping massive loads. If she'll take them. Mm-hmm. That's right. Glad you made it home safely, Kevin. The world's a dangerous place. BK all day. I'll name them Snooks, but I gotta meet them. Yeah, you know, you gotta take a look at them to try and figure out, you know, what a proper name is for Booby 1 and Booby 2. Poor boobies are nameless. It's unbelievable. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the support. It says happy freedom, hooligans. Stay frosty and have a good night. Happy freedom to you, Patriot Dad. Thank you. FEMA region sampled Trump saying, dumping the biggest load ever. I will write that down. I will write it down because I'm going to have to go and cut up the audio for that video and stuff. Because I don't look for sound bites, I make them. And so we'll see if I can grab that. What's up, Magic Moon? Happy freedom to you. Meta, I like a colorful speaking president. I do too. They were all outraged about it too. They're all on TV. They're like, can you believe that he's out there using the fuck word? Yeah, I can. You Dems are cutting the wieners off of children, okay? Don't pretend like you're outraged. You're not. God, thank you, B2 pilots. Absolutely. What's up, Dennis? Happy freedom. Dennis, Trump after the F-bomb, the mic drop, walk-off was monumental. Yeah, he's like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then he just dips. He walked away. He was like, oh, I know they're going to flame broil me for that, but fuck them. It's got to be exhausting to be soft-handed with everybody. The whole country. You got to be soft-handed with everybody. You're talking about the Democrats. You can be mean, but you can't be real mean because then they'll really think you are trying to be king. And he's got to just be soft with everybody. It's got to be, I mean, it's got to be totally exhausting. What's up, D? Happy freedom. New Yorkistan. Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen with New York if they actually get Whatever this guy's name is. I'm going to have to learn it. Let me see. I got it wrote down somewhere. Mom Donnie. See, I don't know. I got to hear somebody else say it because I can't remember what it is now. Something. Where it Snooks is hot. God, we got to change the batteries in Mac the Goat. He is just fucking struggling. He's got one vocal cord at this point. Either way, we're going to get into the fun stuff. Like I said, we're going to open today's door of the advent calendar sent by Zero. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Let's see what we get today. Oh, I'm so excited. Every day I'm so excited. What day are we on? Day 14 of the Pokemon Advent Calendar. Yesterday we got an exclusive card. Let's see what we get today. I'm so excited to build my collection. I haven't had any money for Pokemon cards. But I love Pokemon. It makes me happy. Got another party pack here. What do they call it? A fun pack. Let's see what we get today. Whoa. Let's see. And I've been sitting here sleeving all these cards. Come on now. I swear to God, this is not the first time I've done this. Holy. Klaus Daniels, I need your assistance. Let's see what we get today. Oh, nice. There we go. Okay, so we're going to show all 3 cards. The last one's a foil. First guy we got. Now, I wish the damn... I don't know why the camera won't focus on Pokemon cards. It, like, does everything else, but not Pokemon cards. Anyways, got this guy first. Then we got this one. Its name sounds racist, so I'm not going to try and say it out loud. Oh, come on, camera. Motherfucker. And then we got a foil Golbat here, which is badass because I don't have one of these. Perfect addition to the collection there. Thank you so much, Zero. I really appreciate you. So cool. Here, Klaus, you can have this. I've been using these like the soft packs. You guys remember getting those soft packs of cigarettes? And cats love that shit. That's what these are. These are my version of soft packs. Either way, let's get into the funny videos. Let's get this pulled up. Yes, like I said, this first one was by Kodiak. Okay, now just remember it's a joke. Okay, don't get all mad and shit. I didn't even post it. Kodiak posted it. So if you get mad, you can blame Kodiak. This is titled, If We're Happy, They Can't Be.
Hey, babe. Can you grab me a beer before it starts?
Sure.
Thanks. Here, another one before it starts. Hurry.
Before what starts?
Just trust me. Hurry. Thank you. One more, please. Right, it's going to start. It's about to start.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Are you really just gonna sit around all day and chug beers and watch TV?
See? There it is. It started.
Oh, man. It started. Poor guy. He's not going to survive the night. Getting into our second funny video here. Let's get this pulled up.
You don't need a parachute.
No, let me see. Come on, man. Do. Full screen. There we go. Oh, I forgot. I hate dealing with TikTok. All right. I went and found this one out in the wild. This one's titled, I'm Only Doing It Once.
You don't need a parachute to go skydiving. You need a parachute to go skydiving twice. I'm only doing it once, though.
Stupid. I swear, that's the best use of AI right there. Either way, that is all the coffee I had for you hooligans today. I'm going to grab this Linktree link really quick. We're going to drop it in the chats. We're going to read through. And we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. Look, Klaus Daniels all passed out. Alright, hooligans, there is the Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch. Would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Like I said, we're going to read through and we get the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. And of course, we're going to be doing a raid. Just to remind you guys, we are going to raid at the very end here, so don't leave yet. Russell, Bigfoot is now dead. Well, you never know. He might have survived it. He's only Bigfoot. He didn't go to Bigfoot school, so he doesn't know. Snooks, it's a hard life being a Klaus. Yeah, being gigantic. I need to measure his tail to see if he's got a record-breaking tail. Snooks, tell Wayward thank you. Of course, Snooks. Snooks, I've named men's things, but not my boobs. Well, like I was saying, there's some hooligans over on Rumble willing to throw some names out there. Snooks, my AC is on 84 and it's still kicking on. I think it has an issue. I don't know what to say about that, Snooks. You like your house so hot. You think 80s is like not hot, but that's death to me. That's death. I don't know. I don't know if you have problems with the AC or not. Pill Devin 95 in Bell, Florida went up 3 degrees. What the fuck? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. No ad. Drink about 3 liters of water at night. Yeah, well, I drink a lot more than that now that I'm thinking about it. I probably drink 5 liters of water every day. The other day, I drank 2 of them here on the live. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Kevin. What's up, Winston? Happy freedom to you. Happy freedom to you, no ad. For the Texan, those Bigfoot shorts are going viral. Yeah. Well, they have whole channels on TikTok where every video is, you know, Bigfoot or the Stormtroopers. There's like 2 or 3 Stormtrooper channels. And like I keep telling you guys, they're trying to make Helldiver channels like from the Helldivers game, but the AI can't get the Helldiver outfit to look right. I'm trying to think what else. I've seen a couple of them. I'm trying to think who I had just seen. Not Rick and Morty. There's a couple of them out there, though. They're using the Vero AI engine or something like that, and it's like $100 a month or $300 a month in order to use it. And that's why everybody's not making these videos, because it's so expensive. But there's a lot of them on TikTok. For the Texan, your intro song should be Drio. Who is it? Hold on, let me look it up. The song we played today was an AI song that Edward created. Drop 'Em Out by Wheeler Walker Jr. I'll check it out after the live. Maybe we'll put it on the playlist. Right now, we either play the beats for the intro, or we got The Battle in New Orleans, the 1814 song, which people don't like, but they should like it. If you listen to the lyrics, it's pretty likable. The CIA Made Me Burn Down the Hospital. That's like my favorite song on the playlist. Alex Jones singing I Will Eat Your Ass. Harley Davidson made an AI song called Jeff Mack and the Hooligans. Paul Thorne, It's a Great Day to Whoop Someone's Ass. It's Over, which was made by Charlie, I believe. Charles D'Angelo, yeah. Hooligan Stand Tall was also created by Charles D'Angelo. He made those songs. Those are not AI songs. He created those songs. And then Hooligan Warriors is what we played today, Vanguard, and that was created by Edward. Those are the songs we have on the playlist right now. I don't really have them in any order. It just depends on what exactly I'm feeling that day. Crit Kiss Charizard from 98. Oh, man, I wish. I wish if you get the one from 95, that's, you could almost afford a house. You could almost buy a house in modern times. Born to Ito, shout out to the mods even though they scold us. Well, I don't think so. Faded, I haven't seen Faded scold anybody, and he's the only mod in the chat right now. Snooks isn't a mod, she's an assistant. She's the assistant hooligan. Welcome back, Glamour. Fodders, I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. That song gets stuck in my head. I love that song. Thank you, Pumpkin. You're the bestest. What's up, Cricket Kiss? Happy Freedom. Thank you, Rappy. My feed 74 in my house year round. That's what I would do. When I get into a house, however that will happen, I deserve a little bit of the American dream. I work my ass off every fucking day. One day, I hope I can live inside of a house, and when I do, I'm going to drop every penny I can on central air, because I used to live in a house that had central air, and it was 72 degrees all year round, and I miss that. I just don't miss living with the Banshee that I used to live with. She was a severe alcoholic, and we had lots of problems every day, and I'm thankful I escaped that fucking awful person. But one day, I'll get to live in a house, and I hope to have central air, because I am really tired of sweating my ass off. Meta, Klaus is a supervisor. He's resting his eyes. Yeah. He's just taking a break. Just a little break. Fighting those commies tuckers you out. Teasel, you beefing with Nightbot? I know Nightbot's kind of out of control, but we want to push everyone from YouTube over to Rumble, because Rumble's better. So that's why Nightbot spams the chat. Wayward, make sure it's not frozen. Change the air filter. Oh, yeah. If your AC is not working correctly and it's part of your furnace, then yeah, it could definitely be the air filter. I didn't even think of that. Wayward, sometimes the AC pan drains get clogged. Yeah, it'll freeze up. Yep, now I know what you guys are all talking about. Zero Toasties live. Alright, we'll see. Thank you for letting me know, Zero. Yeah, we're going to do a raid right after the Pledge of Allegiance. Kevin, you need a good cosigner. I can't find a cosigner. I'd need a girlfriend. And it's hard to get those, you know. They're hard to come by. So, I don't know. I've told the bank I'll give them whatever they want. I mean, like, just about anything they want. They can have it if I end up in a house, but they won't. They won't. I was like, I'll give you every doll hair I have. And they're like, nope, not good enough. I got approved for, I think it was $120,000 or something. And that's not enough to buy a house anymore. So, like, I got approved, but it wasn't enough money to actually go inside of a house. I just can't make it happen. Sucks. It's life. I don't know. What's up, Southern Jen? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Lone Wolf? Happy freedom to you. Everybody's all worrying about their AC now. Born to Toast. I'm trying. Saving my doll hairs and working my ass off every day. One day I'll get in a house. I don't know what I'm going to do after I get in a house. It's been on my bucket list since I was like 8 years old. Either way, it is that time again, hooligans. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Got a cat hair up my nose trying to do the damn pledge here. All right, hooligans, we're going to read through one last time just to make sure no hooligans are left behind, but we are wrapping this up. We'll be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Let's see. Let's figure out who we're raiding real quick. Don't leave yet, you hooligans over on Rumble. On Rumble. Who did we raid yesterday? Rotella. We did Cat Dog the day before that. Salty's live, but we can't raid Salty because the way he's got his shit set up. Doc's live, but we're not going to raid Doc. I don't want you guys getting fingered or anything like that. Let's see. Let's see if we can find somebody new. I don't want to just keep raiding the same guys over and over again. Even though they are fantastic, I would like to spread the love a little bit. Meet some more Rumble creators, right? I just wish they didn't all use the same damn thumbnails and stuff. It just doesn't look good to me. I'm so judgmental, I know. Well, Melanie Mac. Never rated her. She's been live for 4 minutes. So maybe it'll be okay. I don't know if she actually reads the chat or not. Maybe we should give it a shot. At worst, she'll fucking ignore us. That's okay. That's okay. Let's give it a shot and see how it goes. Let's do the raid. It is time. Now you hooligans go over there and show out. Give her that happy freedom goodness. Alright, let's see if she can pay attention to the chat.
Could be interesting. Well, I lost all my videos. All my Bible reading videos. Gone. I mean, they're on YouTube still. But I accidentally deleted my whole library of them. Yeah. It was funny because at first I was like, oh, because I deleted it and I emptied the recycling bin. Because that's the thing is like I deleted it, but I thought I deleted just selected videos. Well, I accidentally selected the whole folder. I was going to delete other videos and I accidentally deleted the whole folder that had all my Bible videos on it. And then I even cleared it and everything because I didn't know it was there. I even cleared the recycling bin because like I was running out of space. I had like a terabyte of space after that, an extra terabyte. So that was hilarious. So at first I was like, oh, but then I was like, oh, it's okay. That means I could just do it again if I need to. All right, so let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. These are all like really cute. I like them, but I can already tell which one I got, I think. I got the, oh, she's cute.
I think we're about to be ignored.
Don't look at her naked. Oh my goodness. She's got, oh, like neon blonde with, her name's a leopard. Neon blonde with like a blue, with like blue tips on her hair. How adorable. Okay, let's go ahead and put this together. No, we will not be showing her naked.
Well, we tried. It seems that she's reading the chat, but ignoring what's going on here. Let me see.
Oh my goodness, it's falling apart. Someone said, why not stream 2 a week? Well.
Yeah. She's ignoring the raid. I don't know. I guess we're not cool enough. That's okay. Not worried about it. Anyways, we're going to read through a little bit more, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. See, that's why we've been doing the raid at the end there, because sometimes people just don't give a shit. Oh, well. You guys are the best. Thank you guys for trying to make it a good raid. It's not your fault. You guys did fantastic. Either way, reading through them, we're wrapping her up. Meta denied recognition. Yeah, it happens. Magic Moon blue tips? Are you talking about rifle rounds? What are you talking about? What's up, Toy Mafia? Happy freedom to you. Cheeky Chop, she's smoking that dro? What's it called? I've been trying to get my hands on God's vagina forever. It's hard to get. I want to get seeds for it. Snooks, be stupid. What does that mean? I don't think I could be any more stupid than I am, Snooks. I'm trying as hard as I can. Russell, what's not your thing? What Snooks is standing on? Oh, I appreciate you, Plastic Quack. Thank you for being with us. Kevin, oh my God, that's as dense as tractor tires. No, I think she was intentionally not shouting us out. I don't know if we're not cool enough for the cool kid club or what, but I'm not worried about it. We're all the cool kids I need, so it's okay. You know, we're trying to be nice to other people. If they don't want us to be nice to them, then that's all there is to it, you know? We're not going to let it affect us. We'll raid someone new tomorrow, someone more appreciative. Either way, I appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you so much for helping me cover the news and making the news suck a little less. Go out there and get some good food. I'm going to try and do the same. Enjoy the rest of your day, and please be safe, and make your way back to us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.